Back with some more How Many Dudes. Just gonna be doing tier 3 run. As usual, start off the stream. It's not entitled, but I might do some challenge runs later. It's like going for achievements, but on tier 3. I have all the achievements, but just like trying to make it on tier 3 just for the fun challenge of it, right? So I'll start this up. Viking dudes, electricians, generals. Vikings and electricians are pretty solid, I think. I'm not a big fan of general without some like someone who's taunting running on the team. I have had some good experiences with both of these damage dealers. I think I'm picking one of them. So which do I prefer? I think I've played with electrician less, so just for the heck of it, I'm gonna pick him. See if I can make him work well again, like I did a few streams ago. Oh, losing a regular dude already, dang. Safety glasses, electrical tape. Safety glasses is just solid, right? Pick that up. I don't think this is too important right now, and he's also just kind of buffing himself only with this, or so. Being burritos is just kind of weird, unless you like skeletal dudes, so. Toddlers. Please tell me we don't have to use the consumable for toddlers. Yeah, we're fine. Oh, we see like a decent healer here. Ghost. Ghost is like a solid healer to me. Finance dude. Fine. Knight is also pretty good. Sorry. Just yawned a little bit there. I think Ghost dude's good enough to pick, right? I have had some issues with Ghost like soul healing a team before. Just doesn't seem to be able to pull it off very well. I think he may need like some backup healing or some support along the way, but yeah, more ghosts, sure. Smelling salts, ectoplasm vial. Ectoplasm vial is pretty key rock for the ghost. Pick that up. Ancient sword and on cord. We have like no taunting going on right now, so this is just 2 skeletons summoned at the beginning of battle. We use a die here. Fuzzy socks, and spooky doll. Fuzzy socks is very important for the electrician if you do any sort of like buffing to his movement speed, right? Like alien, maybe ADHD trinket, and it is just helpful by itself as well. So we'll pick that up. So 1 ghost, 1 electrician. Relic in that shot, not bad. Okay, probably go more ghosts than just stack healers early, so. Buck-sized horses, sure. Oh, we got our regular dude back as well, so that's nice. Witch, wizard, warlock. Warlock, me, is one of the more mediocre, even maybe bad, like worse tanks. But it is also just a high bar for tanks, in my opinion. The tanks are generally pretty good. We pick him up. I don't know how well he synergizes with this team. I'd really like to get like a alien maybe for the electrician. Maybe a better tank than this. So I think we're just re-rolling this. Yeah, druid, pirate, psionic. Pirate's solid. He also works with the ghost in the sense that they both want evasion, so any sort of like evasion buffing stuff, like a bard maybe. Could be pretty good. We'll go to pirate here. Do love the little sound effects in this game when you on some dudes in particular when you pick them. think Pirate and Viking are two of my favorites. Caboose, Hair of the Dog, Living Hand. Living Hand is, like, fine, I guess, but we gotta go Caboose here. This is just a big buff to our tank, which is the Pirate, so 60 extra health for now. Will be more later. Hacker, Trooper, Vampire. I did mention that Ghost does struggle in my experience just solo healing a team. Hey Torin, what's up? Noticed you followed a couple hours ago. How you doing? Enjoyed your stream last night. Vampire, Trooper, Hacker. I want to go Vampire here. I think people would probably say overhyped Vampire because I think he's pretty good. I don't think a lot of people agree with that. Maybe, but yeah, I think he's just solid. It's just like a little bit extra healing, a little bit extra damage on the team. These other two, I'm not like thrilled by. Electrician's kind of doing a lot of damage. We really need like an alien. Vampire's an all-around dude. Yeah, you hard Hacker. Yeah, Hacker's good. I feel like he just plays a too similar role to Electrician where it's just like, he's like your damage focus, right? We kind of need like heals, I think, at this point. Like some sort of off healing. And then maybe it's a fifth dude. I'm thinking like, maybe Alien makes most sense with Electrician. Not really sure. Hacker plus Red Team Relic plus Baseball Bat Trinket. Yeah, I mean, Hacker... It's actually part of the reason I don't rate Hacker that high is because he basically needs the Red Team Relic. He just doesn't perform. He doesn't do anything if you don't have the Red Team Relic. But if he gets that and some crit chance, he kind of goes nuts, right? And the Baseball Bat would definitely help with that too. This is like good enough to pick up, I think. Yeah, it's always weird when there's these dudes that they have like, it's kind of weird because they just have like such a really ridiculously strong like 1 or 2 relics. They almost rate them lower because they just kind of need it, or you're gonna lose. Weird. Hey, what's up, Occultist? Sure, more vampires. Sewing Kit, Living Hand, Hollow Fangs. Sewing Kit is just so good overall, but I feel like I gotta go with the Hollow Fangs. Hollow Fangs is probably like the simplest relic in the game. It just has some very big numbers on it. 60% attack power, 50% cleave. Like we said about so many dudes though, Quantum Guy isn't really good unless he gets Tunnel, but he's a beast. Dang. I think like Alien and Quantum are like the two we disagree on the most. Which is weird considering we both played like a ton of the game. Quantum to me is I did like a tier list yesterday, my last stream. And Quantum was in like B for me. He's just maybe like an average healer to me. I know you're a big fan of him. I know you showed your most played dudes. I think he was in the near like top 3. I don't know, like I don't think Quantum's bad or anything. I think it's just weird because he only heals once per second, right? So I don't love that in like the late game. He does have some like solid healing output and some solid relics. So I wouldn't rate him like terribly or anything. Revenant, Quantum, Quirk Nugget, Therapy is just him slinging temporary HP. Yeah, I mean there might be some combos I definitely haven't tried with him. I've never put Lich on him, like and then yeah, I don't think I ever put Therapy on him. But I could see that being pretty helpful. Therapy's one of the better like survivability relics, right? Or trinkets, I guess. I guess I'll play a run. Let's see. Electro tape, nuclear codes. Go nuclear codes, reroll. Ooh, motivation poster on sale. Man, I prefer Knuckle Bones, but I just always go cheap mode. Grab everything on sale. Ancient Sword, sure. Move on. Yeah, when you were showing your graph of who you played the most, Torin, I looked at mine and it was completely different to yours, which is interesting. I guess everyone has their own playstyle. That makes sense. Dentist, Necro Dude, Manager. You find your favorite dudes and that's a wrap. Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? I've actually been, on stream at least, I've been, mostly picking dudes I haven't picked a lot. Just because, like, it was getting boring. I was going, like, Cave Dude, Chef, Dentist, Paladin, like same, like, 5 to 10 dudes for, like, the first 10 runs on stream. And, yeah, it was just very samey and boring. So I've been kind of, like, trying to think outside the box and try to get some dudes I don't normally get. This screen, Dentist would normally be my favorite. I don't know if we need him. Got like a decent amount of healing. Manager, don't know if I just haven't learned how to use him well, but to me he's kind of like meh. Paladin is a masterclass addition to the Lich and Quantum run. He has Unholy Grail, him and Quantum just pass mitigated damage back and forth to each other. Yeah, I feel like Paladin's pretty amazing, but he kind of needs some sort of like mitigation, right? He needs like you said, the Lich, Unholy Grail, or like a bad credit, or both. Something that's just like mitigating damage, because he takes so much transfer from his teammates. Just needs some sort of reduction. Bad credit is so good. Yeah, I love bad credit, especially on Paladin. At this screen, I think I'm just re-rolling this. I don't love like any of these three too much on this team. Mummy, Viking, Zombie. Not sure if I love... I don't often go double tank. I think one tank is usually good enough. Viking, Mummy. Mummy is just terrible in my experience. He's one of like a few dudes I just don't pick in tier 3. Yeah, let's reroll again. Dentist, Lich, Agent. I've definitely been told by some that I'm sleeping on the Lich. So maybe I can give him a shot. You know how I feel about Agent. I don't like, yeah, I know, like, Agent was your number 1 or number 2 most picked or something. Don't know how much I love him in this team. I don't love him in general, but, might change my mind about that. But in this team, right, we don't have an alien. Don't even have, like, a cowboy to lasso him around, right? So, yeah, I don't think I'm picking him here. An Electro might be a good combo for Killipede. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I'll say this, he is kind of support, so a little bit extra support wouldn't hurt. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's Agent or Lich here. Not really sure. I'll just grab the Agent. I say try Lich. Oh, okay, sure. I'll go with that. That's what I was leaning towards initially anyway. I don't know if I'm playing Lich wrong. I tend to just do this with Lich, which is just put him right above the tank. Because I feel like setting the tank's HP to half is like the least dangerous person to set to half HP. Lich attached to vampires. Yeah, I was about to ask you guys like what your opinions are, because I don't. Maybe I'm playing it wrong by attaching it to the and throwing the tank so much. Maybe throwing like damage dealers makes more sense because he does buff the damage, right, with the Revenant stacks. Could just buff the vampires. Dangerous because they take damage from dudes and Lich, so when it pulses, he has less forgiveness to get himself back to full before dudes hit him. Exactly, toning. Yeah, I guess that's the counter side, right? Your tanks are tankier, sure, but they are the main focus of the enemy, right? That makes sense. Plus, I mean, damage buff is just going to work better on someone who's a little more damage focused, right? So, Candy Goose is Goats. Also, I feel like Lich is one of those dudes, So it doesn't work that well early on. You get like a ton of Revenant stacks later on, from when I played him, but you just don't get many Revenant stacks this early. Right, just not enough damage going on, I think. Which is endgame mute for sure, yeah. I would say, and I'm curious if you agree, because I think you played Lich more than me, I think Unholy Grail is his most important relic. Like, Unholy Grail is just, like, broken to me. Like, you put a dude above Lich who's squishy, and suddenly he's not squishy. And then you're also just getting more Revenant stacks from it. Because it's funneling more damage, right? I like Soul Reliquary here. It's like a good amount of healing. Crocodile, Poison Dart Frogs. Bag of Bones is my favorite because it stacks with all the... Whenever a dude dies, gain XYZ. Oh, because it... Yeah, like summon... I assume you're talking about the part where it summons the Skeledudes, right? Because the other part's just reviving, which is nice, but yeah. Yeah, I've had a run or two where I had Lich and Necrodude, and that's always pretty fun. Right? You get the Bag of Bones, get the Necrodudes, and suddenly you've got like a million Skeledudes being created. Spear Bomb with Warlock Thrall would be crazy. I'm trying to think, what's... I don't have like every single relic memorized. I have like a good portion, but 300% of his DPS with Warlock Thrall would be crazy. Why specifically Warlock Thrall? Because Warlock has like higher DPS among the tanks. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the connection too. I know Warlock gets like was Uncanny Ledger kind of stacking his attack, so he would have pretty good DPS for like a tank, right? And he's also less dangerous to set to half HP because it was right, he takes like damage over time, so like direct damage mostly. Phantasm Crystal, Unholy Grail. We're definitely going Unholy Grail here, right? The other two are solid, but Unholy Grail is pretty good. Doesn't key on the Warlock's damage, it's the Lich's damage for Spirit Bomb. Oh, it is? Okay. The dude's damage. Yeah, I've kind of wondered about a lot of the wording in the game. I haven't looked into it too much. Like when it just says his DPS or his damage or attack power, I haven't really looked into like if it's the dude who's doing it or the dude who's like it's proccing off of. Base tattoo is made for Psionic dude, yeah. And yeah, that rock's pretty good for zombies as well. Let's see. Yeah, face tattoo is like, to me, is like okay on some tanks, but yeah, it's just amazing on Psionic. Like a snap pick if I have Psionic. Ghillie suit. Ghillie suit is weird because I don't think anyone on this team really has too much need for crit, so we'd mostly be doing it for the can't be cleaved part, I think. Is there anyone not being cleaved that'd be really important for? Maybe like Ghost? Eh. I think this is a reroll. This track is one of those ones I'm just like never thrilled by. Like I'll take it on occasion, but it's just weird. Need a ton of damage later. Yeah, that is true. I was being a little optimistic and hoping I could throw like medical license on him, and then he'll heal a bunch because he does a bunch of damage. But I also like throwing taser or like taser like ADHD on him. But yeah, using pocket dice on trinkets is usually a good idea. I'm just wondering, what am I looking for on this team? Like I love like Black Belt, I think, for Ghost. Like the Crazy Straw for Vampire. Scrubs, Crazy Straw, Weighted Vest. Scrubs, no one's really doing deflection stuff. I think we just go Crazy Straw on the Vampire. Right, Crazy Straw is, I think, is the best Vampire trinket. Like he's all about lifesteal, and 10% lifesteal is a good amount. Crit chance is not worthless, not too helpful, but yeah, I think that's what we're going with. It's like good enough not to reroll, I think. Yeah, just like hesitating because I didn't want to make a dumb decision, but I think that's correct. Yeah, like, what's he got? 35% lifesteal? should be pretty helpful. Now we really need like a blood bag would be really nice. Right, it's the one that transfers the healing from lifesteal. There might be some others that fit contextually, but Life Straw is basically for him. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't really need the crit. But crit doesn't really hurt on anybody, right? It's just like, some people don't really need it as much. 55 goats. Do we have to revive here? Frankendude, Dentist, Samurai, Knight, Farmer. This run. I rarely go double tank. I've done it like a couple times, never really thrilled by it. Samurai, Dentist, Frankendude. Frankendude, I don't know, I think that's going to be rough to me, because I think Frankendude's not the best like soul healer, but Dentist throws in some extra support. Let me know how it goes. I think you're going to win, if I had to guess, but I don't know how far that would go into Endless, because I don't feel like it's like the most tanky group. Samurai will probably just like carry damage in that team comp though. Right, let's face some goats, sure. Maybe I have to throw out a lightning here? Keep an eye on it. Nah, we're fine. I love knights, they make everything so tough. Yeah, I feel like their best trinket, keep mixing up trinket and relic. Their best relic is the plated greaves. Like, there's a couple other relics that give overall toughness, but then just having like theirs on top of it, it's like, yeah, giving 10% toughness to your team is just very good. Championship belt, butterfly stinger, ice bath. All of these are like just solid in a vacuum. Is there anything we're really leaning towards with these three? Ice bath is always just like decent healing. I think butterfly stinger is probably the worst of the three. 30% damage is so hard to not pick. Yeah. It is true, like, there's no team you're really sad to have this championship belt on. I don't think I'll pick it. It's like, whatever dude you're stacking the most of, like, attack power just scales everybody in this game, pretty much. Probably least important, like, tank people, but, yeah, it's just, whoever you're stacking the most of, 30% attack power boost is just so helpful. Frankendude Thrall with Folding Chair and Necrodude would go crazy. I think, oh yeah, I actually had I had a Necrodude Frankendude run the other day, and in the Godlore fight, right? I think I had like 500 plus Skeledudes die by the end of the fight. So it was like 500 plus stacks of Organ Bucket on my Frankendudes. It was obnoxious. They were doing top damage on the team, like, easily. And they're also just, like, ginormous. They're like the size of Godlore by the end of the fight. Plot armor. Throw it to the Lich as well, by the way. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would also help as well. And the Folding Chair would do some decent damage as well. Yeah, all that together would make some very scary Frankendudes in the late game. Kind of weird how much damage Frankendude can do, with considering he's like healing focused. Plot armor. I think we'll restock this. Plot armor is just like okay. Okay, Gravestone on sale. Just buy everything on sale. Like a rule in this game. You can't skip stuff on sale if you can afford it. Played tier 3 on Spartan. I had 2 Spartans who were like twice the size of the Godlore. Dang. Yeah, I've randomly seen like, I've had Spartans on the team, right? And then like only a couple of them get larger. I'm wondering if it's like a hitbox thing where when they get larger, their hitbox is bigger, so their chance of blocking goes up for teammates. It's like by the end of the fight, I'll have like 20 Spartans, and like 2 or 3 of them would just be like 10 times the size of the other ones. And you would think if there wasn't like a hitbox difference with them, they should be roughly blocking similarly. So you'd think they'd be a similar size. Yeah. I do love that the random dudes getting larger in this game. It's amusing. Pirate, Ghost. We need like a little bit more tanks, I think. Also, let me check who the boss is. I'm so bad at like remembering to check who the boss is before it happens. Cassowaries. That shouldn't be a problem. They're one of the easier bosses, so. Who do we want the last one to be? I think Electrician seems fine. I wonder what the theoretical size limit is for a dude in this game, and like what dude it would be, like Spartan, Franken dude. Yeah, I said I want Blood Bag. Ground Wire's definitely not bad. And by not bad, I mean pretty important, right? Because you want him running really fast because of his Fuzzy Socks. Ground Wire plus Pad Helmet, yeah. Still stand by the strat of Face Tattoo Spartan and a sci-fi focus team. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that strat. Give them ADHD. Yeah. If I give them ADHD with Ground Wire, Pad Helmet, they see them going nuts. I put Taser on the Electrician. I was not disappointed by it. One stream. I have the Ground Wire because I think it's pretty important, but it's just so sad to be missing out on Blood Bag. I feel like this is one of Vampire's more vital relics, so. It's not like too important until we have some more lifesteal on the team, but yeah, I just wish I could afford both. Love Taser on Samurai. It reminds me of an anime lightning character. Yeah, I don't think I've ever went. No, I went Taser on Samurai when I was going for the achievement. I think, you know, the one you have to do a certain amount of damage with Taser in a fight. But I don't think I normally go Taser on Samurai. I think I just love Ghillie Suit on Samurai. Because the more crit chance he has, the more he just dashes like a madman. And not getting cleaved is also a pretty nice benefit as well. Ramen, Pretzel, Naan. So no one really needs crit too bad here, so I don't think we're going to Pretzel. No one also really needs Deflection either. But like Naan on like Ghost? Ghost Cleave equals more heals going out? How's Electrician's ability work again? He's also direct damage based, so like Cleave on Electrician, more charges. I think these are 3 underwhelming foods. Don't even like the secondary stats too much on these. Medical license up. Should I put it on Frankendude, Samurai, or Farmer? Farmer would be an interesting one, because if you get the Trucker Hat, he actually does decent damage. Frankendude, same reasoning with the Organ Bucket. Samurai, to me, would be like the most obvious choice, except for the fact I just love like Ghillie Suit, ADHD, Taser on him. I don't usually love giving Samurai medical license. I don't know, it's a tough choice. What did you say about Farmer if I get one on him? The Trucker Hat, right? The thing that infinitely scales him when he gets healing. I think we're going Naan on Ghost Dude here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Farmer's my favorite tank. I think he's the strongest tank. I think there's some ones that are pretty close to him. I think he's the strongest. He just doesn't really have any bad relics. I think the only like one that you could say is like bad on Farmer is like Charlist. Just some very solid rocks in my opinion. I love Coffee Time on Farmer. Like you turn your tank into like basically an off healer. And then the Trucker Hat's pretty amazing as well, so. And Sprinkler Frankendude. Yeah, Sprinkler's another good one. I think I overrated Sprinkler a little bit too much when I started playing. I think I saw that and I'm like, oh, it doesn't have a max stacks. I'll just get like 30, 40 farmers. Yeah, it turns out just relying on pure regen is not enough to really survive late game. Even if you have like 8% regen, just not enough. That's when I was ordering the game in the beginning, so. The game is all about damage prevented. Yeah, I think damage prevented is like king in this game. I agree with that. That's why I think that's why I rate Paladin so highly. Spear bomb, sure. I rate Paladin and Dentist very highly because of that, right? Dentist does a good amount of damage prevented with his base ability, and it's not exactly damage prevented, but it's a good bit of like what's it called, like one shot countering with his laughing gas. Like, your guys shouldn't get one shot ever if you have laughing gas on Dentist, outside like the first 2 seconds when he's getting stacks up. 3.8k damage done by vampires. Yeah, I'm not even like paying attention to the end stat screen. Almost 6k damage there. Yeah, they're kind of carrying damage, huh? More an electrician, but yeah, this rock is just obnoxious early game. 60% attack power is a lot, and yeah, like a 30% attack power. Well, makes sense. Soul Reliquary, Fairy Ring back, get the Haunted Mirror, and the Wire Stripper, sure. Almost 1,000 toddlers. How much damage percentage from your Spirit Bomb? Yeah, I could check out some of the damage stats after this. I don't know if this is the best fight to check. AoE damage is going to be king in this fight. Let's see. Spirit Bomb is about a quarter of the Lich's damage. Pure attack, not even any cleave. How's that even possible? There was 800 enemies and he has like 50% cleave chance. I guess he's just one-shotting people. It was toddlers after all. Yeah, everybody's like pure attack, and Spirit Bomb's doing like a decent amount. Sure. Boina and goats. Okay. Just tell me last time I flipped through your screen so fast. Yeah, yeah. I think that's how a lot of people play. I tend to slow down a little bit for stream, just to like explain stuff and kind of think out loud. But yeah, I tend to play pretty quick as well. 300 duck-sized horses. Kind of want to revive, but I'm hoping we don't have to. It counts the Lich's damage, not the vampire. I think Torn said that's the way it works, right? I think it's the Lich's damage it's based on, not the vampires. But I'm not entirely sure. A lot of the wording in this game is just vague. It just says his DPS, his attack power. And when it's involving two dudes, it's not exactly clear, at least to me, which one it means. It's very explicit. Oh, it would say the dude's DPS instead of his. I guess I just need to think about like the way they word it. Yeah. So let me see what does Spirit Bomb say on it. His DPS, what do I know? Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of obvious ones where it does say like his asset on Agent. It says like what the host dude, I think, on like Mutant, right? But a lot of the ones where there's not really like a word like that, like agent or like a manager. Yeah, it's just like not entirely obvious to me. But I also just haven't really thought about that hard. Dang. I said this fight wouldn't be a problem. Not the biggest problem, but it was a few dudes. Barrel of Oranges, Bullet Time, Rage Bait. Barrel of Oranges, pretty good. Bullet Time is amazing for the late game. Do we have to worry about the late game at round 40? Which isn't really a DPS. Yeah, that is the weird part about it. Keyword system good, but just like in D&D, sometimes it's unclear, but we don't exactly have a how many dudes version of Jeremy Crawford has. Yeah, there's... Well, I guess the developers would be the people to ask, but I don't think they're not usually hanging around streams, right? So I do know it's my goal to become that person. Like you're like the wiki, like a walking wiki, I guess. Bullet time barrel oranges. KC actually is kind of that person as well. He's told me a lot of like the ways interactions work in this game. Like I think when I first started streaming, I was dumb enough. I didn't really realize there was some keywords like dash that like alien forces stuff to dash and it works with like samurai and agent. There's some things I was just not like focusing on the game very much. Let's go barrel oranges. I think right here. Speaking of which, yeah, what's up? Socialism, ear gouges, I guess, but glass cannon. I hate glass cannon personally. You're angry at the wording on Lich? Why? Sorry, withdrawals. Does it not trigger like fatal stuff? Maybe is that what you're gonna be angry at? Because I know you were thinking about playing it with like Mummy and his like sarcophagus. That's my first guess. I think we go like socialism on pirate. Not a big fan of this ear gouges relic. Basically, like anybody. On the word fatal, it suggests that this damage would count as a unit taking fatal damage. Yeah, that would you would think so. It does say fatal after all. My confirmed yesterday, it does not. Yeah, there's a few interactions like that. Like I know the most common one I can think of is warp deck. Warp deck knocks your guys out and then transports them and revives them. And it will work for certain things, I think, like dog tags, but then it also doesn't stop instant encounter from triggering. So it's kind of inconsistent. It's like half fatal, half not. I guess maybe in that case it's a revive, but might be worth posting that on Reddit. It could be a bug. Brush Guts pays a lot of attention. Yeah. 100% does not trigger gouge ear gauges. I'm pronouncing it right. Ear gauges, I think. Okay, so let me think about this screen. I'm not really sure. I think we reroll this. I'm not really thrilled by any of these. Medical license? Medical license. Just medical license on electrician. I don't love electrician without taser or ADHD, but maybe I think he's like good enough without it. The medical license could just be a very good help on him. What do you guys think? Like medical license on electrician? Just be as basic as possible. Just put mega license on your biggest DPS. No support relics for electrician where you don't need taser. Yeah, it was like a large portion of my damage when I had it on him. But I also had the alien in that team and the cowboy, I think. Medics as a thrall to keep farming the 30% attack speed boost and then give ear gouges. That stuff never procced. Yeah. Team Jersey on Lich. It's an idea. I don't usually stack enough Liches for me to care too much about this. There's a Spirit Bomb. Won't move that much unless you're forcing him to dash. Yeah. He does get some run speed for sure in this kit, but so I think, yeah, it's either like Team Jersey on like Lich or Ghost, or medical license on Electrician. I'm leaning towards medical license on Electrician. Give it a shot. Farmer and Socialism on Frankie Dude this run. Dang. It's some interesting combos. Socialism on Frankie Dude is actually pretty solid, I think. Electrician. Sorry not to take your suggestion, Cultist, but I'm just like a medical license addict until they nerf it. Just double checking I put in the right person. Minor optimization on the Lich. I like running a second Taunter and putting it above him because the one relic, the Unholy Grail, I assume. But if you do run a lot of Liches, it does work well. Also, am I just being dumb? I think I have like not the Electrician above him. That's like fine. I got the Unholy Grail and I didn't really even consider who I should Unholy Grail. Yeah, I think it's best an Electrician. Or better than Ghost. Good choice as well. I know you said you hate double tanks, but 2 tanks around the Lich are sick. Yeah. Yeah, Lich is weird though. I feel like Lich doesn't really fit cleanly into like the MMO archetype system of like damage, healer, tank. If you had to pick one, I think you would probably pick tank. But to me, he's kind of like off tank. Butansi's a tank. Yeah, I kind of tend to agree with that, right? That's why I would probably categorize him as a tank, but... But then does Necrodude count as a tank because his Skeledude's taunt? He'd probably be another case where he's kind of like an off tank because his Skeledude's taunt a little bit, get aggro off your team a little bit. But Bruiser would be the MMO Pokemon term. I'm not familiar with that term actually. Skeledude's definitely tank. Necrodude. Yeah, I feel like there's a good like 3-4 dudes. Necrodude, Witch Dude, and maybe like 1 or 2 others I'm not really thinking of right now that don't really fit cleanly into a category. To me at least. But obviously they have like ones they're leaning towards. Blastoise. Oh, Blastoise would be like a Bruiser, yeah. Makes sense. I think we need to stack up Witches a little bit. They tend not to work very well without like a decent amount of them, I think. Peg Leg, RTO Mandate. Peg Leg is pretty important, I think. Just a lot of extra taunting if we get good evasion on Pyro. He just has like the basic evasion right now, but 20% max HP is not bad either. Hate paying full price for stuff, but I think this is important enough. Does it die? Grab like a Bottled Lightning. Don't love it. I think we just move on. Alpha Wolf, Porcupine, Wolves. I'm hoping we can get through without having to use this Dude Juice. Okay. Fresh Cheese is pretty important to me. Haunmere is pretty losable. Ground Wire is important, but we'll get it back. Shellskin. Shellskin is weird, but sure. Also, have you guys had the experience I've had with Vampire where he just like he's basically immortal with all his relics until like everybody else dies? It's like between like Bat Wings, his lifesteal, and like what's some, like there's another relic or two I think helps destroy, but he just doesn't seem to die until like everybody else is dead and he's like the only person being targeted. Lifesteal is basically an unkillable Bastion. Yeah. He is pretty nutty. Alright, we got our dudes back. Hopefully don't start losing more again, but... There aren't that many lifesteal rocks in the game, right? The 2 I can think of is like False Fangs and the Heating Pad, right? And then obviously like Crazy Straw here is pretty important for him. Yeah, I can't really think of many others and that really affect lifesteal. I think we just go with Pirate. I tend to just be really cheap on this training stuff. I tend to pick just the cheapest ones. Oh, Vampire died, dang. Electrician, Pirate. Spam the dude with medical license, like every run. Bag of Bones. Go the Dudex. Lets you search keywords to see when they appear in classes. Dude types, I guess. Yeah. I haven't really used it as probably as much as I should at this point. I played this game a lot, and I looked at it in the beginning when I started playing. Definitely did not read through every keyword in the game though. Just restock, hope for something on sale, or do we just grab this Bag of Bones? Torrensei is a big fan of Bag of Bones. I think some of these skeletons is pretty helpful. You had like an AI download all the data and then ask questions about it. Is AI at the point where you can do something like that and get reliable answers though? I have no idea. I don't really use AI very often. I think this is like good enough to buy full price. And we'll maybe restock once, see if something's on sale. Nice, not bad. Gorillas and honey badgers. Oh, this is the point where you can get somewhat reliable information? I'm assuming, like, interpreting code would be something it would be good at. Well, sometimes it hallucinates for sure. I'd be wrong sometimes, but it's right 90% of the time. Alright. Soul Chain, Captain's Hat, Circuit Breaker. Circuit Breaker to me is important to get by the end, but I just don't know how important it is right now. Soul Chain is pretty good, Captain's Hat's pretty good. I feel like it's hard to go wrong with Captain's Hat, right? And we're not getting too many Revenant stacks for now. Soul Chain is the beginning of when the list starts to get big. Yeah, I could see it. That was the one I was swinging towards the second most. For an AI dev team until last year, hearing them yell about hallucinations hilarious. Yeah, AI is weird for sure. I'll just assume you're right here and take the Soul Chain. I was leaning towards the Captain's Hat, but kind of like borderline on the two anyway. Panda Bear and Kangaroo, sure. Or Captain's Hat. Yeah, Captain's Hat is solid. Also, another rug we need to be on the lookout for is probably like Lint Roller soon. Lint Roller, I'm sure I don't really explain it to you guys because I think you all play a decent bit. Yeah, Lint Roller is just like makes or breaks Ghost, I think. By the end of their run at least. One of those weird rocks, it's like you need it by the end of their run, but I hate how many rocks I've memorized. Yeah. It's relatable. Yeah, I was gonna say Lint Roller is it's not important early game, but it's so important by the late game, right? With Pirate and his run passing, it's less needed. I'd see that. Thing is, Evasion's always so reliable, right? Because Ghost can still just get one shot when the times he does invade. That against Goat for sure. Yeah, like Goat and later is usually what I'm concerned with on tier 3. False Face, Jazz Flute, we're evading like a decent bit. We got Pirate and Ghost Dude. I think this is a pretty easy Jazz Flute, even though we don't need crit that bad. False Face is pretty cool as well. But the fact that it only lasts 8 seconds, yeah. We're just grabbing the Jazz Flute. This Pirate needs evasion and crit, so he's very happy to have Jazz Flute, I think. Killipede is a true fight to win. Yeah. I feel like Killipede is the bottleneck, and then like a large portion of the runs they can get past Killipede will get past Godler. I've started to like prepare for Killipede enough that I'm starting to lose some more runs to Godler because I'm just like over prepared for Killipede, I think. But yeah, he feels almost tougher than Godler despite being the tier 2 boss. It's weird. The limping around 112 in those mammoths. Yeah. I think I lost that round like a couple times. Just sad. Like basically Killipede just destroys you enough, you're like out of dude juice, you lost like half your team. Fastest Killipede run last night, which is with tons of Thrall Vikings, Glass Can, crazy attack speed, crit chance from Bards, Medics, and Dentists. Big Pooh Angry Boys. Yeah. What is your guys' fastest Killipede kill? I don't remember exactly what mine is. I think it's somewhere around 10 to 20 seconds, but I couldn't really be more specific than that. Sub 10 seconds? What'd you have for sub 10 seconds? Metamori. Electrician plus Alien with Taser Electrician. That's actually what I did for my quickest one. It was around 10 seconds, I think, something like that. And yeah, I had Electrician, Alien with Taser Electrician. Yeah, Rumcats are pretty important, right? That makes sense. Yeah, Electrician just dashes from one to another, tasering like crazy. I had like a run or two where it just the Godler randomly got owned like pretty quickly. I think the fastest I've beaten Godler's phase 1 is like 15 to 20 seconds. I don't remember what that run had. It was kind of nutty. Cut off George, Explorer paired with Alien Dude. There's gonna be some sort of time delay because of the way Gobbler works. Yeah. Also with the cutoff shorts, Explorer, that's definitely interesting. I feel like Explorer's one of the dudes you can kind of zoom around because of his river raft. I've never really done it, but it feels like it could be pretty viable. He'll just get like a bunch more healing charges when you do that. And then if you throw the cutoff shorts on him as well, his heals will be pretty big, so more frequent and more powerful heals. It sounds interesting. Dash row helps. Yeah. I think you're thinking of electrolytes, right? The one that makes him dash and get temporary health. So let's just do a quick check on who's doing what. Vampire's still pretty high in damage. Electrician's barely beating him out. There are also a couple more of them. Still doing top. He's doing top damage, top healing. Makes sense. It's a good DPS with the Mega License on it. Oh, that music reminds me I forgot to check who the boss is. Let's go a little bit more Lich. We're kind of lacking the Lich, right? Lacking like Liches and Pirates a bit, so. Dude juice. I think I just like reroll like once or twice and look for something on sale, but pocket dice. More pocket dice. We just get out of here. Kangaroos and kangaroos, sure. Not proccing Enthralic at all. Yeah. I think it's also I'm missing some key relics, like this is pretty important I think, and this is pretty important. He's not really taunting, is he at all? He's not taunting at all, is he? Yeah, Revenant's he's just not being very useful right now, but that's probably partly my fault. The nuke getting off? Huh? Like 2 codes, like 2 seconds into battle. Dang. The throw is still a big portion of his healing. I wish there was a way to check, like, unless there is a way to check that I'm not thinking of. Just check how many, like, times, throw went off is, like, number-wise. Like, this kind of gives you a vague estimate. It probably went off, like, 15 times or so. Roughly. Electrician, sure. Batwings? Batwings is pretty important, I think, by the end of the game. But, yeah, I think I'm just taking it because the other two kind of are lame, I think. I don't think we're going below 30% too often, so. Team Jersey, Pet Rock, Receipts. What are your guys' thoughts about Team Jersey on Ghost? He's basically a backup healer at this point. Getting him some attack power would be nice. The deflection is close to worthless on him. Yeah, I don't know. I could see putting Team Jersey on Lich, like you mentioned earlier, because of his Spirit Bomb, right? Receipts on Pirate's pretty good because he crits. Yeah, for some reason I didn't even register Receipts was here. I don't know why. I just immediately went to Team Jersey. Receipts on Pirate. He does have decent crit. I think he gets more crit in his relics, right? Like 1 or 2. And then more taunting, more toughness, more lifesteal. Saber Rock, yeah. There's a few dudes I played like not enough of that I can't remember the names of all their relics, but yeah, I think Receipts on Pirate could be pretty good. He has reasons for crit, right? So he's gonna be critting a good bit. Obviously he wants to taunt, and then toughness and lifesteal. 2 solid stats on him, so I can see it. Sure. Make the Liches worse? What, the, Pirate good enough to compensate? I think I kind of like this team so far. Not sure how it's going to fare in the end game, but I think we will at least make it to end game, but we'll see. The more pirates taunt, the less is left for the the witches, yeah. But that's like a, isn't that like a suffering from success kind of situation? Like, oh no, we're taunting too much. Like our dudes who are tanky are taunting too much. Like it's a good problem to have. My steak is too juicy, my lobster's too buttery. My piles of money are too heavy. Yeah. That is that kind of situation for sure. Focus Myths, Butterfly. I don't know about you guys, I hate Mouthguard. I feel like unless I have like 3 or 4 sci-fi dudes, I never take Mouthguard. Does it Fallout New Vegas DLC? Oh, there's like a reference I didn't get. Let's see if Psionic now. Yeah, like this. I feel like the second part of this needs to be buffed. Like 10% chance to get 10% block for 2 seconds. It's like all those numbers are too low. And the 5% deflection isn't a big deal either. It just feels bleh. Right? Focus Myths is good, yeah. I like Focus Myths. I think it was KC who wasn't really convinced Focus Myths is good. I like it. We have reasons for crit on the pirate, and everybody else just gets like super crit damage on occasion. 20% regen on your Frankie dude. Yeah, I do like Butterfly Stinger as well. I'm kind of torn between these two. I think I'm just going with Focus Myths because like random big crit's cool, and then pirate needs crit. But Butterfly Stinger's pretty good as well, I think. I think it was close there, for sure. It's just no one wants to sit here, I imagine, and like contemplate the reward for like 5 minutes. That'd be kind of lame viewing experience, I think. Lich, Vampire Dude. I think vampires are a little more important, but we do need to start getting Liches soon, so. Kind of going heavy into vampire, really. Maybe I should chill out on them. Same dude, less likely to be targeted in a row from enemies like Rhino, which helps more than the damage sometimes. Yeah, I guess I can neglect the like teleport to the other side of them effect. I assume that makes it so they wouldn't target them, right? So if you're behind them, so yeah, Butterfly Stinger I might be underappreciating. We do also have Knuckle Bones though, so is there like an argument to be made that maybe Knuckle Bones and Butterfly Stinger is like doing the same kind of job, or like playing a similar role? Sure, Electrician. Pad Helmet, definitely taking that on sale. Conduit, this is pretty important for the Electrician, right? Because don't know if any of you guys have tested. I definitely haven't. And I'm thinking of a different trinket relic. Yeah, Heart Conduit. I was thinking of the one where where is it? Like look real quick. He gets like attack power. It's a wire stripper, right? Does this like he sent out like a stack discharge when he gets to max stacks, right? So does that stack discharge scale on every stack charge? I assume that like the attack power buff is accounted for before he loses all the stacks, right? This is what I actually want to know about this guy, because it would be weird. Like that's his big hit, so it'd be weird if the like attack power bonuses were lost before went off. So not sure, or does it stack? Yeah. I assume he gets like 10 charges and then it goes off, right? So I assume he'd have like double damage essentially on his stack discharge. So that's to me this is one of his more important relics if that's the case. Anyway, that side, Conduit. He just immediately stack discharges, right, with this? Look at the Electrician, you can count how many bolts he has around him. Yeah, yeah. I've noticed that he has like a visual effect with it, right? I think we're taking this though. This is just important, I think, for the Electrician. He's like our main damage, main healer, so even just for the 30% attack power, it's pretty takeable. Make more than one circle bolts. There's no upper cap. Oh, I see. Goes to Pirate Dude. We need more pirates, I think. This is a lame loss, but I think this is pretty important to get. Like we need Witch to start taunting. So Knuckle Bones. I won't miss this too bad in around 60s, I think, and 70s. Artac's not like my favorite thing to get, but it's like fine. Honey Badgers, sure. Good. First out of the gate. If you have it with that one, makes the lightning jump to multiple targets. The first few seconds are crazy, and you can soak some of that initial damage with your own medical license on them. Yeah, I can imagine Electrician because of those rocks, and like Trooper would be kind of funny. It's like immediately nuke a bunch of the enemies, like right out the gate. I don't think I've ever had them both on the same team. This should be fine. This should be Brass Knuckles too, yeah. Brass Knuckles is good on like any team, but any team that like is strong right out the gate, like goes even crazier with Brass Knuckles. Vampire Lich, we need more Liches, I think. Big Beast Kangaroos, sure. Two dudes were kind of lacking. Which one do we need more at this point? I think it's Lich. I tend to want around like 15 to 20 of the tank by the end of the run. I think we're kind of lacking Liches more than anything. Underestimate time dudes because they misused them. I might be one of those people. I rate time dudes pretty lowly among the dudes, but I could see it because he just like right. The way he works is he copies like a percentage of damage, and works really well with other damage dealers, right? They're the most used dudes against Reddit and social media. Really? Dang. False Fangs. This is pretty good with the Vampire team, right? Is it like full price good? Stack time dudes to put them in position 1, then have a small number of decent DPS dudes in position 2, then watch the nukes. Yeah. One Pirate Guy likes the Time Dude strat so cheesy, I tend to stay away from Time Dude in general because of it. Yeah, I feel like Time Dude is not being used the way like the developers intended. I mean, I'm not sure. But they kind of mentioned on their podcast, they're like, we didn't really intend on people stacking a bunch of Time Dudes on one dude and just like auto winning. So they did kind of state that, and they say they're going to fix it in the 1.1 patch. It is just really cheesy right now. But stacking like a low amount of dudes feels less cheesy and less like an exploit. Jobs ad. This is early enough to grab this, right? We still have like more training coming up, obviously. Right? Train dudes return. I think there's like training in like around 80s, right? Needs to be a little jank. Like, how do you fix Dr. Bunga? Well, they've mentioned that the medical license is not working as intended. They said its numbers are just way higher than it's supposed to be, right? Jankiness is the charm. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, most people are going to play this game for a little bit, right? And then drop it. So it doesn't need to be like perfectly balanced or anything. And in a sense, if you like perfectly balance it, it could lose a bit of its charm, right? For sure. Like if there's nothing broken and crazy in the game, I feel like they might lose a bit of their audience. For sure. Kind of weird. Marrow Leech. Like, I think me and, like, a few of the people in chat were, like, the only ones who were, like, try-harding this goofy game. Everybody else, I feel like they play, like, 10 or less hours, and then it's just like, that was fun, I'll get that exists. Yeah, let's go Marrow Leech. Yeah, all three of the rugs were solid, I think. Marrow Leech, I felt like I needed most, just because, yeah, we're lacking taunts on the Lich. I just like the taunt rock too much. Also, our ghosts are getting owned. I haven't passed up a lint roller, have I? I definitely need that. Ooh, 15% evasion on pirate. How does that sound? Fix could be as easy as like one wave per act that just picks a random dude from your squad and says, nah, they break reduce now, forces you to build a more well-rounded dude squad. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna fix the like the one pirate and like super spam buffs on him strategy. I'm figuring they might do something like limiting the amount of time anomalies or whatever that can go in one dude. Like even if you limit it to like 10 time anomalies, that's not gonna really, yeah, that's not really gonna affect most runs, right? But it would obviously affect that run, that like cheesiness. Like it would just destroy that run, right? If you had like 10 max, and that wouldn't affect normal run like 99% of the time, I think. So, these three, I think it's just 15% evasion on pirate. He really needs evasion. Deflection, evasion, max HP, deflection. Don't really need deflection. Max HP is always like solid, but yeah, 15% evasion, like pure baguette, pure evasion. I like that in pirate. Beauty of what I suggested, it takes away your weird niche combos for one wave per act, which is what you need. Once you die, you die. Yeah. There are definitely some fixes they could do for it. I'm not sure which one would be the best, but go with this. What the heck? Instant nuke. Is that like a second into combat? No, it's a few seconds, but still. Bunch of dog-sized rats. Sure, we're smithing 6 dudes. Kind of like focusing on chatting with you guys and like on autopilot with this run. Should I use a dude juice here? It's dog-sized rats though. I can't respect dog-sized rats. Kind of forgot we lost like a handful of ghosts, but I think we'll be okay. You gonna quote me on that one? Ghost dude, sure. Ooh, we got one random from that. That's fine. Grizzly bear porcupines. Like a more respectable fight, but yeah, it's fine. Grizzly bear's probably gonna like one shot a ghost or two, isn't he? Ghost without lint rollers gotta be like the squishiest dude in the game. Yeah, one shot a regular dude in the ghost, but word pirate is weird for me because that's my dog's name. Time I hear it, I kind of have no. I have to process it for a second. Yeah, yeah. I think you did mention that before. I kind of forgot, but Mummy with his full rocks is the squishiest dude ever. Exactly. I think Mummy is like the squishiest dude if you account, like if you put people in the context of like the dude has all his rocks. Mummy is up there, if not the squishiest. I would agree with that. I think Mummy is pretty awful because of that. Like he has like one survivability rock or 2 maybe. Just not good enough. Brass Knuckles, pretty good. I think we'll take it, even at full price. Vampire pirate. We'll go pirate. Sure. They were good on vampires for a bit. Stallions, horse-sized ducks. We got most of our dudes. Should be fine. Struggle for a while to make mummies pop off. Yeah, I really don't see any way to make them go nuts. I think mummies were one of my like last 3 that gold starred on tier 3. I felt like I needed to just build a team around making him not squishy. Like, have you had success with Mummy, KC? And if so, like, how'd you do it? Okay, that's another quick nuke. Less than 10 seconds. Pirate, electrician. Just spam medical license, dude. All day. Oh, just a bit of information. I don't know if you guys watch the podcast with developers, but they did mention they're going to be doing more buffs and nerfs. That's pretty interesting. Wondering who they would nerf, though. I think, like, Cave Dude would be my top dude that would be nerfed. Managers were needed weirdly. Oh, I see. Managers, how would they work well with the mummy? It's like copying enough of their damage. I'm not really sure. I think call for my favorite dude. I'm pretty bad at reading sarcasm and text, but I feel like that's sarcasm. It's your favorite part of being a player. Yeah. They're gonna get a lot of hate, like, with the patch. The developer even said he was expecting, like, a wave of negative reviews with the 1.1 patch, so... It's like a reasonable thing to expect, I think, because... let's see. Get 3 dudes back, or just... Man, shotgun turtles are tough. It's like one of the tougher boss battles. I think ghost dudes are just gonna fall left and right. Yeah, I think we do this, and I think we get ready to throw like a strange spore in here. It's 80% sarcasm. Oh, okay, so wasn't completely wrong. Let's go with this. Yeah, let's keep this at 1x speed and get ready to use. Okay, someone already got one-shotted. Another dude got one-shotted. This is not great. Just ghosts are dying. Dang. The thing is, I would have used a strange spore in the battle, but people were just going from full to dead, so what would have even accomplished? Hair of the Dog, Rage Bait, Memento Mori. Manager equalizes HP, gives 20% HP, and gives attack speed. Yeah, actually, that's true. I kind of forgot about his like supporting routes. So what'd you do? Like give the HP to the mummy, and he like suddenly didn't just get one shot in late game? I think we go with not Rage Bait. One of the other two, I think. Or like a reroll, but Air for sure. Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards this. I like this just generally. I mean, it's just like a generally helpful relic, but this is pretty good. I guess the part I like the least about that relic is it only works the second time he uses his rum. I guess it's pretty quick at the battle, right? Air horn, face tattoo, socialism. Is socialism viable on the Lich? He gets a little bit more max HP if we get this scythe. He has like decent max HP. He has the one rogue that makes him chug rum a lot. Yeah. Yeah, but Torn, I watched you last night. Didn't you put like socialism on a quantum dude? I'm pretty sure Lich dudes have more health than a quantum dude. I don't know. I think this is like okay on the Lich. I did. It was like Revenant gives more health. Oh, I see. This was what I ended up putting on whoever I got the most of outside my DPS. Yeah, we don't have a ton of Liches. They have like decent health. My Necro dudes most often. Socialism? I feel like Socialism I tend to throw on tanks that don't really need help surviving. Like I'm thinking like Construction Dude and who else? Like Knight Dude. I tend to throw this on them because they have pretty high HP and I feel like they don't die very easily, so. Yeah. I think this could be a reroll. I could see taking Air Horn as well for a Ghost. Like, of his attack power, more heals. But I think we're rerolling this. I just don't know what we're rerolling for. Like Black Belt and Ghost. Yeah, Molt. Yeah. Reroll. Bongos. Bongos is like okay on Ghost. I much prefer like Black Belt. Oh, I think I'm gonna play Balatro on stream soon. Oh, okay. I've never played Balatro, so I don't know if I tune in for that, but Wait Vista and Lich is nice. Yeah, I think I've seen people do that. So maybe one of you knows the interaction with this. Does his attack power scale the not like the Skeleton dude's attack power that he summons? I was mostly thinking about on I was like thinking Necrodude for a second, but does it scale the Skeleton dudes? Your alien target. Yeah, I can see that they dash around a bunch anyway. Like just buffing Lich with toughness and attack power seems solid. I don't think summons take their toughness. I didn't think they take the toughness. I was wondering about the attack power though. I think it's either like weighted vest on Lich here or like Shiv on Ghost. I kind of like Shiv on Ghost personally. Summoners are just generic unless specifically stated. Yeah, unless it like specifies in the relic itself, right? I imagine. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Shiv on Ghost? Like, it's just a lot more direct damage procs, and his heal does proc off direct damage. I feel like I've done this a bunch. It's one of those things where we like need Lint Roller more than ever if we do that, because he has like no survivability buff, but Skelly's fire, the Witch's Skelly's, yeah. I like anything that makes Ghost punch more. Yeah, I like Shiv on Ghost. I think I'm gonna go with it. And if we don't get Lint Roller by the end of the run, we'll just get a bunch of dead ghosts, which I guess is like redundant if you think about it, but okay, Revenant's definitely going off a good bit more here. Lich, Pirate, let's go more Liches, we're kind of lacking them. I think they're more spammable than I'm kind of spamming them right now. Yeah, this is like a Lint Roller waiting room. I think we got like most of the procs we need except for that one, pretty much. Do I just like let the ghost die? They're not even like our main healer with the electrician having the medical license. We can just kind of let them die, I guess. But always put the ghost above the Lich, have them pass 30% damage to vamps. That is true. I don't play with Lich enough to like think about the way it works too much. Yeah, I think we'll actually do that. And watch, now electrician's just gonna be dying all over the place, but yeah, I think in the long run I want electrician here, like when we get Lint Roller. But for now, if we don't just bleed a bunch of ghosts, maybe it could work. But maybe electricians will just start dying because they don't have their revive relic, right? Whatever what it's called. Okay, Ion Storm, Bludgeon Parrot. Bludgeon Parrot is like, to me this is like an understated relic. 50% of the attack power of the people who are taunting, they don't tend to have high attack power. Like, this just doesn't equate to much damage. Maybe if you have multiple people taunting, which I guess we do, technically. With the Lich and Pirate. Yeah, I just don't love either of these. I need to reroll, look for something on sale. Lich just taunts so often, though. Yeah? You think this is worth it? Do we have all the Lich taunting rocks, right? So, I could see it. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Also, Pirate with a Parrot. Legendary combo. Yeah, I think they had the Pirate in mind with this. I mean, look at his hat, right? Reroll. We'll have barely enough money for full price rock. Phantasm Crystal. We have reasons for evasion and lifesteal. We got a Pirate and the Vampires. So I think definitely grabbing this even full price. Yeah, I called it. Now electricians are just dying left and right. We have to... What the heck? We have to like pick our poison. Who do we want to just fall over? Not great. Unique interaction with the crocodile? Yeah, they beat up squishies. Yeah, crocodile's tough. I mean, I'm not like saying that wasn't a tough fight, but I don't usually lose too many people to crocodiles, I don't know. They attacked every toss enemy. Yeah, they can kind of just like, I know the way their ability works, kind of like just chains. Tossing them back and forth, right? Toss themselves when they spark. Oh, does that actually interact in that way? They're like destroying themselves? That's kind of goofy. I feel like it shouldn't do that. I feel like... But it kind of makes sense. It's like a... It's like ground wire is immense. We have ground wire though. Snapback Seeper gets a purpose, yeah. Wow, Attrition just got obliterated there. Hopefully we have a few easy rounds so we can just revive, because we're out of dude juice. Big bees, bullfrogs, gorillas. We're only down 28 dudes, no big deal. The thing is, I don't know how much easier this fight is, really. That's not fighting crocodiles. I'm not used to having to choose the easier fight just to avoid a certain type. Take an easy fight, down 30% of my dudes. Yeah, especially since it's like our medical license dude as well. I think so. Just weird because Woolly Rhino is not exactly a pushover. I mean, the wolves are pretty much pushovers, but dang. Still down a few dudes this round. 5 dudes lost so far. Dang. Oh, I'm at the GOAT and I haven't lost a single dude, not even a regular dude this entire run. Yeah, the runs like that are always interesting. We're faring a little better than I thought given that comp. Maybe I'm underrating that comp. I just didn't feel like you had enough defense, but ranking dudes I might be underrating. I don't know. Sounds like you have some pretty good trinkets on your dudes for sure. They're working out pretty well. Okay, we didn't lose anybody there. Crazy. Love Frankendudes. When he does his goat slam, my guys lose at max 10% of their HP. Really? I can't remember your comp exactly. Did you have like some damage reduction going on? You had like Frankendude and trying to remember the others. Pirate, Witch, Vampire. Just like balances out a bit. Rhino, Stallions, Elephant, Porcupines. I think this one's the easier one. I mean, the left indicates it's supposed to be the easier one, but the Great Healer, especially if you keep buffing their max HP, plus boss fights where dudes or summons die a lot, they get huge. Yeah. Armor, Medical, Knight with Receipts, Samurai with Taser, Dentist with Inhaler, Socialist and Frankendude. Yeah, those all work pretty well. The weirdest one to me is Dentist with Inhaler, but it's definitely pickable because yeah, he gets the healing rocks, right? So and he actually does get decent crit chance as well, so yeah, 25% crit right now. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Let's go with the Elephant Porcupines. Sure. Get ready to use like consumable or two. Right now I need to focus on getting myself out of this hole because we're down so many dudes. If we can recover without losing too many. Yeah, we're losing a few. Dang. Okay, dude juice for sure. More dude juice, sure. And we're immediately out, but at least we're topped off on dudes. Sounds a little wrong. 116 cougars. Yeah, cougars are just like too easy in this game, aren't they? I'm not sure I ever lost a dude to this round. Frankendude has 600 health with 25% regen. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I feel like his achievement for like the achievement for getting regen is like 15% regen. Feels like too easy on Frankendude, but almost like impossible on anybody else, I think. He just gets like an obnoxious amount of regen. Taking Clock, Spooky Doll, Bloody Talisman. I like Bloody Talisman. Like a decent amount of heals going out between Vampire, Ghost, and Electrician Mega License. I'm definitely picking this. Meese and Jumbo Shrimps. They hit like decently hard. I'm hoping we don't randomly get one shot. Tigers might strangely be scarier. You know, they're less numbers. So go with the hard fight for now. You guys ever have those runs in this game where it's just like, just not going well for a bit, and you can just kind of tell it's going to be a loss because you have to keep going easy fights, and then you like recover, do a couple hard fights, lose dudes again, go back to easy fights. It's like, yeah, you're just not making enough money to be strong in the late game. Feels like delaying the inevitable. It's kind of what this run feels like, but Cage Tiger, Parry Buckler, Purple Heart. Purple Heart, got like some crit chance for sure. Not really that much actually. I guess mostly Pirate. Parry Buckler is kind of like meh. Cage Tiger, we got the Lich creating Skeledudes, right? This is like fine, I think. 20% crit. Pirate really needs crit. Everybody else could benefit from it, I guess. I'll take this. These two relics, I'm not like rarely ever thrilled about these two relics. Sabertooth and Jumbo Shrimp, sure. Vampire Dude, Ghost Dude. It's kind of borderline, I think, but I'll take Ghost, sure. Outfit and Meese. Is there like 5 electricians dead in 2 seconds? The nuke goes off, that'd be great. There we go. More electricians. Sure, go all in on the dudes that are dying over and over. Sounds like a game plan to me. Seagulls. Who has food again? The ghost and the pirate. It's a little scary with the ghost having food, but I think we'll be okay. Torin, how's the run going, by the way? Are you up to Killipede yet? Beat the Killipede with only 2 dentist deaths and only used 1 health pot. Nice. It's always satisfying to beat the Killipede, like decidedly. I will be happy if we kill the Killipede in this run and have like half our dudes die, because I'm really not expecting to beat him. Not even sure if I'm gonna get there. Instant calendar, RTO mandate. Instant calendar, like okay, I think we should restock. And then core, half full glass. This is pretty helpful. Definitely gonna blow half a lot. Okay. Tankier groups ever. Their health barely moves most fights. Farmer could be part of that. Farmer, very tanky. I assume you have like coffee time at this point. Knight helps on the team a bit. Samurai just gets a lot of temporary help. Dentist is great overall. And Frankendude to me is like the worst on the team. But maybe that's where I'm wrong. Maybe he's better than I think, so. I mean, he's like the main healer in that team, and it doesn't sound like you're taking much damage, so. This is just silly. We're just bleeding electricians. Frankendude's been the engine, yeah. What the heck? What electrician rocks are we missing? Like, we are missing 2 important. Like, this isn't really important. This is pretty important. It's pretty important as well. 20% max HP will help a lot. And the second part, obviously, won't help with survivability, but it's still pretty important with the medical license and such. Elephant Mega Crocodiles. Yeah, you guys taught me Mega Crocodiles do just own electricians, huh? Is this a glass half full scenario? But we don't have that many electricians left to lose. It's like a weirdly optimistic way of looking at it. I think we're still going to easy fight though. Sure. Circuit breakers should help a lot, really. I hope. I hope they're not dying multiple times within 10 seconds too often. They certainly could be. I'm trying to think we could turn this run around. Like, we're missing the Lint Roller, then we could, like, make the Electrician take less damage. Get that, the Rod thing that gives them more max HP, TP will attack here, and then maybe we don't lose Ghost Electrician that often if we get those 2 relics. I hope. We do have a lot of money, so we could probably just kind of force, and we have a good amount of dice, we can kind of just like force seeing those 2 relics in the last shop or 2. So maybe this can turn around? Rhinos and King Cobras, a bunch of rattlesnakes. Rhinos are pretty tough. King Cobras aren't too threatening, but 17's kind of a bit of them. I think we're going for the hard fight here. Maybe? Yeah. Just kind of like most of our dudes back, but... You mind the Gobbler summons a ton of Mega Crocs, you can't hide forever. Yeah. I'm hoping at that point, the Electrician's just tanky enough that he doesn't get like one shot by him, but... we'll see. I might be a glutton for punishment, just going these hard fights over and over every time we recover our dudes, but I feel like you can only go to easy fights so much, and it really just is delaying the inevitable if you keep going to easy fights. You don't have enough relics to win. Taking clock, sure. Bullet time's gotta be grabbed, I think, even at full price, right? Grab some dude juice. All my samurai at the end of the Gobbler fight have over 2,000% crit damage. Yeah. The, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but the Hachimaki, I think it's called, is ridiculous. Rage Base, Spooky Doll. I think these are like 2 I could pass up on at full price. Maybe take the Spooky Doll. It's like, okay. Trench Coat, Steel Dagger. I did say those 2 rocks I really want to fish for. Maybe I should be a little more picky with what I'm buying. Beam Burrito, Anton Cord. 2 rocks are like Lint Roller and Lightning Rod. Got like most of the dude specific rocks, so we should have a decent odds of seeing it if we re-roll a bunch. Don't really need these 2 too much. Not a big fan of those ones. Arsenal, nice. Take that on sale. Pocket Flask. Our pirates aren't really dying, but that certainly could change in the boss fights, right? So I think I'll take this. I'm a fan of Mobius Strip. I know a lot of people aren't fans of it, but maybe I'm just too big a fan of the consumables, I'm not sure. Moving Hand, Possessed Urn. Ooh, Tax Break's pretty good here. Wasn't really even keeping that in mind. Stasis Cube is gonna mess your run up. Dang. Or not having Stasis Cube. Yeah. Yeah, Stasis Cube is pretty helpful for certain fights, for sure. And certain, team comps. Possessed Urn, Death Rattle. Death Rattle's pretty good. Just really not seeing the 2 rocks I'm fishing for. There's one of them. Lint Roller. So I think we're moving this over. Get the damage reduction in the Electricians now. Lint Roller hopefully should stop our Ghost from just getting bursted down too quick. Reroll like once or twice for something on sale maybe, but... Lightning... Oh, there's the other one on sale. So I got the 2 rocks I was looking for. I did spend like all the money and most of the pocket dice. This could be pretty helpful, for sure. This is pretty good as well. But if we got most of what we want, though. Like a few of the general relics, like Captain's Hat would be pretty nice, but... Bonfire would be pretty nice, but... I think we just got a lot stronger. Makes sense, we did spend like 15,000 on that shop or something. Nobody died? That's a pretty good sign. I mean, it isn't like the hardest round, but still. Cosmic Geode, Memento Mori, Black Sheep. Black Sheep? Not sure how to feel about Black Sheep. It's pretty useful. Memento Mori is just like, just alleviates pressure on the whole team, makes healing easier. I feel like this is very good early Black Sheep. Helps to rush at the beginning of the battle. Yeah, I can see it. I'm just not sure because I'll take it, but I'm just not sure because the two things I'm worried about the most are Kill being Godwar, and yeah, it just doesn't help too much in those battles, right? So, Fedora, Inhaler, Taser. Fedora would have 16 stacks, right? Inhaler, he's not a healer. Taser, not really moving around a lot. So I think it's either Fedora on Lich or reroll here. I think Fedora's like good enough. Right, it'll be 48% attack power, 16% max HP. He can use max HP and attack power pretty well. Especially the attack power with like Spirit Bomb. He's like good enough. And then we could just ignore Witch from here and then just spam a bunch of electricians to get to like 20, 25 stacks maybe. 25 might be a little much, but... yeah, with all those relics and the electrician transferring damage now, the electricians are in a lot better position. Oh, Torin, update me when that run ends. I'm kind of curious how far at the endless you go. Because I predicted you wouldn't go very far. Watch you end up being like your personal best with that run too. There's actually a good amount of vaults going off, right? We've gotten like 3,500 from vaults. Nice. Possessed Urn, Beam Burrito. This is pretty solid, right? Ghost is like the backup healer at this point, but... Beat 120, Dentist are starting to have a hard time. Yeah, that tends to be my experience in the late game with Dentist. I think my favorite relic on trinket on Dentist is Friendship Bracelet for that reason. Like 2-second cooldown on Revive is amazing. But yeah, I don't know. He does like Inhaler and Jiv and all that sort of stuff. I just feel like he's very squishy. Let's see. Yeah, this is good enough to pick up full price, I think. So, Universal Healthcare, we'll take that on sale. It's like, it's okay. Reroll for something on sale. Cosmic Geode. I'm a fan of some consumables. This is like the consumable relic I'm like the least fan of. It's just not great, but why can't it be the Scythe on sale? Dang. Alright, the goat. We have problems with the goat. That's always a bad sign, so let's see. Lost one Lich. Why is the Lich the one dead? I lost an Electrician as well. Okay, that's an okay sign. Like, losing 3 dudes, no consumables, it's like okay. Yeah. Mega Crocodiles and Bullfrogs. Let's see if Mega Crocodiles owns the Electricians again. Do you think round 120 won't be, Ren? We'll see. Yeah, Mega Crocodiles are owning Electricians a bit. Strangely, the Lichers are kind of getting owned. It makes a little bit of sense. They don't have their Scythe right now, so they don't have the best max HP, but... Taco, non, red curry. Taco, toughness would make sense on who the most, like Electrician. He's dying a bit. Non is like fine Electrician as well, I think, because he just gets a lot more stack charges. 30% attack speed though, could just throw us in the Electrician. It's a lot of damage and a lot of healing because he's got Mega License, right? What's our ability to tank the spikes? Dang. Yeah. I guess I did call it. I said I thought you'd win, but you wouldn't go far into Endless, so... I guess I called it. It was like a solid comp. It's just... Yeah. It's not tanky enough for Endless, I think. Does sound like you own Kelpie and Godler, though. Which is... something I hope happens this run with mine, but yeah. I think I'm just going 30% attack speed on Electricians. Like, it's hard to pass up a 30% attack speed Red Curry on like a DPS with medical license. Is it possible to kill Pete without any mobility? I think I've done it before, but mostly through like burner phones and just having obnoxious amounts of damage or tankiness. Like, you can do it, but yeah, like stuff like pad helmet and like dog tags and stuff like that just really helps us a lot for sure. Pretty quick nuke. I was playing a little bit devil's advocate there. I do agree with this sentiment. Do a 5 tank run. Yeah, 5 tank run. Sounds perfect. Got some random nukes going off pretty quick in a few of these rounds. Duju's Scythe. Scythe I'll pay full price for. Like, our witches are dying. And the second part's not too bad either. Attack and crit. Bonfire. That's pretty huge, I think. Like, this should shore up our defenses a little bit. Right? 20% max HP is pretty big. Feeling like relatively confident in comparison to where I was like 20-30 rounds ago that we'll beat this Kilpede, but we'll see. Use a few burner phones. Isn't that burner phone the one on the main segment and just throw it on some segments they're being grouped up on so we can take out one or two real quick? Electricians are getting owned. What the heck, they're really getting owned. Hey, electricians are even squishier than I thought. Did we just lose like 7 ghosts simultaneously? Alright, so we beat the Kilpie, so we've already exceeded my expectations. Earlier. Not sure if Godler's gonna be tougher fight than the Kilpede. Not exactly the best in war of attrition this comp, I think. It tends to be what Godler really tests, I think, is just being very consistent and scaling. Medical Nanites, Shield Belt. I don't think it's Stasis Cube. Like, what would be the argument for Stasis Cube here is, let's see, there's no one who really needs to set up a lot in combat. We don't have like a mutant or anything. So I think it's just Medical Nanites. I think this is just a solid relic, right? And Shield Belt, we don't really have reasons for deflection. One of the lamer defense stats. Stasis Cube is the best rock in the game. That is a good argument for it, but does it even work in boss battles? I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really paid attention. I thought it doesn't work in boss battles, but if it was Stasis Cube on like round 20, I think I'd snap pick it. But with Godler being the main thing I'm worried about at this point, yeah, I don't think so. That's a pretty quick nuke again. Another vault activation, nice. More pirates, kind of lacking them a little bit. Mammoths and Loinas. Well, I mean, we have to take the fight, but it could be a little rough. I think last run on last stream, or like a stream or two ago, yeah, I lost this fight with like all my dudes alive. Like the first time that happened to me. I lost a couple dudes, like fine, I guess. Demon Goat, sure. So the mammoths just, yeah. The mammoths are pretty tough. I forget what like their passives are exactly that really makes them mess up certain teams. Yeah, I just had the comp, or the apparently did not fit well with that arrangement of enemies. Vertigo Mandate, Mental Mori. This is like good enough to buy full price, I think. Bean Burrito, I'll take it out sale, sure. Reroll once or twice. If we don't see something on sale, just buy a Dew Juice or two. Reroll, buy a Dew Juice, or just grab a straight spore. Yeah, Dew Juice, sure. Godlord fight. Who's your favorite family of dudes? Like, do you mean like strength-wise, or do you mean like thematically? Strength-wise, it's like undead and employee have to be up there. I think thematically, it might still be undead actually. Undead's pretty cool. If I focus on the fight for a second, I've definitely made the mistake of looking at chat during like kill beating Gobbler fight and then like turning around, half my dudes are dead. We're looking alright so far. Let's see if the Mega Crocodiles mess us up like you pointed out here. See? I'll throw a health push in there. You really don't want to revive one electrician, so we'll wait on that. Health potion might save this a bit, right? Good buffer with the pumpkin latte, but it's looking promising. We'll see. There's a lot of consumables. Both? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think I answered both. I think it's the answer might be undead in both. Undead barely has any bad dudes, and it's just a cool family. Okay, he's kind of bursting us down there a bit. We're doing a lot of damage. I'm gonna check who's like the main damage dealer after this round. I'm guessing Vampire's probably doing a lot with all the Revenant stacks, but oh, lightning out. Oops, lots of few electricians. Throw a health potion out. Do some defense. 5. Alright, looks like we're good. 11 play dudes, they're strong, and it's somehow like electricians just fighting the Godlord. Yeah, this is weird. And Poi family is what do you call it? So it's kind of like a weird family thematically, just a bunch of tradesmen pretty much fighting, but Chef dude doubles food buffs. Yes, Chef is the strongest hero in the game in my opinion. Also, we won, so wasn't really expecting that. Still don't think we're gonna make it far into Endless, but I don't know. If you asked me round like 90 if we're winning this, I would bet heavily on no. I guess that's what $15,000 into the like round the 100 shop will do for you sometimes. Well, hey, nuke, nice. Electrician, sure, just spam him. He's fine. Not good to count your strength before you spend your round 90s investment. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I did do like a look at our relics and we were missing some pretty key ones, so it makes sense. We got a few of the key relics with the lint roller and the lightning rod or whatever to get some max HP. We were missing like bonfire and like what else? Like some other max HP relics. So it makes sense. We got a lot like beefier off that shop, right? it just wasn't looking good for a bit, so. Like, I start to get worried when, like, in the mid-game you have to take a bunch of easy fights because you got a bunch of deaths. Will we run out Jumbo Shrimp? Sure. This is looking good. I don't think we need to use Kutumbo. Those electrician healths are dipping a little low. Yeah, they use 11 of their circuit breakers actually. They're more than dipping low, they're actually just dying on occasion. I've contemplated like not doing endless on stream just because I think it's a little boring. The one upside is it doesn't tend to last very long, so. Yeah, I didn't do that strategy of like stopping 115 to get the gold stars. I wanted to see like how, I think the good, like my favorite thing about Endless is just to see like, okay, you won, but let's just test how far this build can go and just see how strong it is. So it was always fun to me to just like, go Endless and see if you could beat your personal best or get close to it. But yeah, I could understand that. Just wanted to get all the gold stars, but Rage Bait, of course you can't afford it. Living Well is like good enough, sure. Demon Goats and Unicorns, sure. Permanent Pocket Dice, yeah. Oh, Load Dice, yeah. Definitely losing some dudes here. Throw a health potion there. Throw lightning out as well. We got some lightning. It's decent against these enemies. Okay, Nuke is gonna be terrific. Take out all the unicorns, right? So. It says 4, but I don't see 2 dudes dead. 5. This is like counting skill dudes. Well, now it's marked by electricians, but. It's a bad sign when your team is dying to Demon Goats. Demon Goats, in my experience, don't do that much damage. Unicorn single target damage is kind of nuts. Yeah. Especially 173 of them. Yeah, we were pretty lucky to get the nuke off early. Ghost dude, Vampire dude. Yeah, I said I would look at the stats afterwards. I really wonder who's doing what, actually. I feel like Ghost has got to be doing more healing than Vampire, though. Mammoths and Zombears. Yeah. This is the round you got to, right, Torn? This is definitely, like, where it really starts to get rough in the Endless. What the heck? Yeah, this might be the end. There's a bunch of electricians left and right, even some witches. We're not really killing them. Let me look at chat in a sec. I think I saw some of my peripherals. Someone chatted, but let's see if we can beat this round. Wow, did that nuke literally take out nobody? Man, even with like Unholy Grail and like medical license on, this electrician is just too squishy. Start to remember why I had electrician pretty low on my tier list. He does so much damage, he just kind of dies though. I think we got this round. A little lightning in here for the Zombears, but dang, we're like super dead next round, right? This my dude's done. Nuke killed one werebear. That's why I like Alien on him. The added deflection is clutch. Yeah. We go back to inscriptions, right? The goats do more damage when your dudes group up. Really? You would think I would have read all the passive abilities of the enemies in the game by now. But there's actually a few I haven't... At least I haven't memorized. I might have looked at them the first time I faced them, but... Let's revive everyone. We're probably just dead here. I'm missing 32 dudes against Shark on Turtles, but... A bunch of lightning out immediately. Okay, that didn't hit many. That's not great. Heck, it's like hitting like 5 at a time. That's pretty good. Throw a meteor out here as well. They're not going to be useful much longer anyway. Health potion out, then throw another meteor out. Not going to sit here for 5 minutes figuring out the precise location that hits the most amount of enemies. So. Yeah. Vampires and ghosts are just not dying. It's like 90% electricians on this team. Ghost did more? Dang. Or what? Like healing? I forget what I was talking about like 10 seconds ago that you might be commenting on. I think we got this. I think it's like, alright, nuke going off, that should cover it, right? 2 left, yeah, I think we'll be okay. Damage in electricians last round? No way, really? Well, not even close this round. Maybe detonate a nuke. Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Just say, like, ghosts have, like, no damage buffs in their relics, pretty much. And I don't have, like a big damage trinket on them, right? So, ooh, activate the nuke. Like, yeah, if I activate the nuke. That's... Beam Burrito is Electrician's top damage. That's kind of showing how much he's dying, huh? We actually made it out of that round, but this time I'm actually confident we're dead. We're down so many dudes and we have like the lamest consumables left. Yeah. I'll try to win, but it's not happening. Sure. Benefit from failure. What the heck? It's auto-modding that? What exactly did you say that's gonna allow that, obviously? Yeah, I mean, I could guess maybe a reason to why it would deny that, or like auto-mod that. But, yeah. So that's decent. I said die. I was thinking it might die. I think it's the first word. It's close to a slur if you squint hard enough. Like missing a couple letters. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Anyway, that was a win, so that's good. Got decently far into Endless. Just out of like curiosity and like to show you guys, I'm gonna look at this graph. Tier 3, you can tell I just love support dudes. Like anyone who just does support. Like Chef, Ghost, Mutant, Paladin, Dentist, Vampire are my top 6. Like they're all supports, pretty much. And then Farmer, Cave Dude. Cave Dude being that low is actually surprising. I think it's partially because I just stopped playing him on stream, so. It forced him to be the star. Yeah, my least used are Alien and Ranger. I'm actually surprised Alien's less than Ranger. Cyborg being so low is actually a little surprising because I think Cyborg's pretty solid. Agent, Torrens, Torrent's gonna fight me over this, but yeah, I don't use agent much. Yeah, Viking's pretty solid. So there's like a few dudes in here that I think are pretty good. I just don't use very much. Like Viking being solo is kind of weird, but Ranger's crazy with Cowboy and Cleave because you just shooting arrows left and right. I'm not gonna fight you. You're just not using one of the best dudes. I'm not gonna fight you. You're just wrong. Yeah, I mean, Alien... Maybe I'm sleeping on the utility of Alien, right? Which makes Viking insane. Does he? Do you just, like, enthrall the Viking, I guess? Or are you talking about, like, on Holy Grailing the Viking? I could see enthralling him because he gets a lot of attack speed, right? So, like, buffing his attack power as well. Be like a DPS machine. Rocks rage 50% health. Oh, that too. Yeah, I didn't really even consider that. Run, you're doing Paladin, Chef, Sonic at night. Triple tank. Triple tank, support. The heck? Alien is good, but it's limited synergies. Yeah, I think he's really good with Samurai and Agent. Where's Samurai in here? Samurai's like in the middle-ish. But Agent being so low... Yeah, like that's part of the reason I don't pick Alien much, because they just combo with those two very well. And I don't take those two too often, so... Anyway, I'll be back in a minute, but I'll probably do another tier 3 run, or like a challenge run. Challenge run I've been doing is, doing like, the achievements on, well, some of you know, but doing the achievements of the game, like, specific lineups, specific families, but I'm doing them on tier 3. Which is just fun to me, because they're a little easy on tier 1. But tier 3 makes them a pretty good challenge. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. So I think I'm gonna do a challenge run, and that'll probably be the last one of the stream, because that first one actually took a while. Probably too busy chatting it up. We'll do a challenge run. Back of it. So far I think I've beaten 3 challenge runs I've done. It was like I'm doing it from like most common to least common of the family achievements. I think I've beaten Undead, Employed, and Sci-Fi. So what am I missing? Like all the really tough ones, I guess. Let me see what I'm missing. Like you got like, what's the most common next one? Action. I think I tried action or something and failed. And like fantasy and warrior just gonna be really tough. So we'll try action, I think. Right. Yeah, these are all action dudes. So this is what we tried last time, this arrangement. So think about this for a second. Is there any arrangement that would be better than this? I kind of like all these dudes. It just didn't work out that well last time. Mostly because I think the Explorer's just not the greatest healer. Who are we missing? We're not using like Hacker, Cave Dude. Cave Dude's very powerful. I know last time, I think it was KC mentioned like Cave Dude shouldn't be used with medical license. Make it like too easy. We could just try this lineup again. We have like decent damage reduction, decent utility. We got a tank, a healer. I think it'll be okay. Early game, this is hard, but early game cowboy damage relics actually goes super hard though. Yeah. I can see why this is the third rarest family achievement, because I feel like the family achievement's pretty easily go in the line, in my opinion, from like best to worst healer as far as how common they are. Like the 3 rarest family achievements have the 3 worst healers, I think. So, like Explorer, Medic, and Cleric, right? Let's try this out. Not gonna go so far as to say the last 2 are gonna be impossible, but Medic and Cleric to me are just really bad healers. I don't know how it's gonna be doable with just them solo healing. Like at least this family has like some pretty decent utility in like Cowboy and Assassin, even Agent. Don't consider Medic a healer. I have had some news though. It was a developer talking in another dude's chat I watch, and he did mention that the Medic is getting buffs. Medic is one of the few dudes getting buffs. Medic and Mummy he mentioned specifically, so let's go with Pirate, sure. Mummy and Medic do need the buffs, I think. I think I have like, in the tier list I did, I think I have like 3 dudes in D tier, and Mummy and Medic are 2 of them. Medics do tons of small heals, which doesn't help enough. Yeah, I think someone, it might have been you, I can't remember who. Someone mentioned they wanted to try Medic with Farmer for that specific reason of just like spamming small heals and getting his trucker hat to ridiculous stacks. Dude overlay for my stream has some basic data for my run. Yeah, I talked about that in the past. It'd be really cool to have like some type of overlay for this game. The one I talked about is like just having an overlay for the relics, similar to there's a overlay for Flayed Spire that lets you like read the relics if you mouse over it on stream. Cool shades. Yeah, I wasn't registering what the relics were, but yeah, we'll go with cool shades. Your trench coat is pretty good, but cool shades is kind of crazy. Don't know how good an idea it is to take a relic for a dude you don't have yet, but if we die round 4, I'll just blame you, Torn. Cowboy, sure. Now we can focus agents. Who would you throw medical license on in this team? It's gotta be like Agent or Cowboy, right? Probably Agent's more reliable, I imagine. More healers for now. Alchemy table. This is pretty good. Like a lot more toxic stacks, right? Cowboy, Medical, Agent, Taser. Yeah, Taser's pretty good in the Agent. Cowboy Medical has always burned me every time I tried it. It's not like I tried it enough to be sure it was that combo that was the problem, not something else. This is pretty good. Assassin dudes might just sit in the sidelines. Really, I kind of like Assassins. I don't know. We have 0 right now, but I think I'm going to get a good amount of them. I feel like they're pretty helpful. Rough briefcase. This is very important for the long run, I think. I don't know how good it is now. With this comp, they're never going to take off. Both these are solid. I think I take this and just move on, though. Nebulizer attack speed should provide a nice damage boost on single target. Yeah, Nebulizer is their most important relic, damage-wise at least, right? So, provide their assets, attack speed. Yeah. With Agent, sure. We have the cuff briefcase and the cool shades already, so probably want to prioritize Agent over everything at this point. Cool shades is the most important relic. Because it makes you have cool sunglasses. Favorite relic in the whole game, huh? Yeah, it's a pretty cool relic. Like, thematically and power-wise, it's just cool, yeah. Also, it's just awesome just blow up a bunch of people randomly. Assassin, Explorer, we'll grab an Assassin shirt. Bunch of ducks. I think the nice thing about this team too is, do we have like any positioning like issues that matter? Like, does anyone's position matter other than like throwing whoever needs the attack power for Captain on top kind of stuff? Bonfire. Bonfire is like immediately very useful, right? Because we're one family. But Nebulizer's pretty good. It's like very important for getting some damage on the assassin. I think I want Bonfire to return for sure, but I think I gotta go Nebulizer. Both of them for sure, whatever helps more right now. Yeah, you're pretty likely to see both of them again. I think Nebulizer helps more for now. And it's still pretty good later as well, so. Yeah, it's like half his damage, so. Explorer, Cowboy. And just a spam healers in the early game. Peg Leg, huh? More taunting, more health. That's the two things you really want out of a tank. Two main things, I guess, but sure. I mentioned it before, but if I finish all the family achievements on tier 3, I don't know if I even want to try like the very specific lineup ones that aren't family related. They just seem impossible in tier 3. Like, none of them have healers, and some of them don't even have tanks. Death Rattle, Frog Bottle, Nuclear Codes. Oh, Frog Bottle seems solid. Nuclear Codes is kind of weird this early. Some of them suck, yeah. Yeah, like, I didn't take too many attempts on most of them, but I also cheesed, like, big pumpers with the medical license. The developer said he did it without medical license and considers anyone who does it with medical license to be avoiding the point of the achievement. Which is sort of true. I mean, you're supposed to be like a glass cannon kind of build. Throw medical license in there, suddenly you have some survivability. Well, he may not, I might be putting words in his mouth, he might not put it like that. Oh, yeah, I listened to his podcast though, and it's... I don't know, like, medical license just feels like the easiest way to achieve those achievements, right? I didn't want to sit there and have like 20 attempts trying to just get like a glass cannon build. That's an agent. Buff how much actual healers heal then? Yeah. Yeah, but those achievements don't have healers, right? That's the problem with those achievements. The three like achievements, Support Squad, Retaliation, and Big Pumpers just don't have healers. So, yeah, that's what it was in reference to. So, the power of healers isn't really relevant to those achievements at least. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely some healers that need buffing, like Cleric and Medic are just terrible to me. This solid. I feel like I just pick a loyalty card early every time because I'm just love the idea of re-rolling for cheaper, and like fishing out more ideal routes in the future. But these are two solid routes they're going against. Clerical Error is so powerful though. Yeah. Like, I don't think Cleric's the worst healer. I think he's like second or third worst. I just think, yeah, it's just too reliant on like people clumping up for big heals. Just don't like his style too much. I think we go with Earpiece. Like, more attack speed equals more dashing. And the second part's not too bad either. Yeah. Coupon's huge. Coupon, I should be mean the rewards card or whatever that thing's called. Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards that, but yeah, rewards card. Which is still pretty big to get early, but it's up against like 2 solid relics. Rumcast Caboose. Yeah, I don't think we can see Coupon, right? Because we don't have a employed dude, so we'd have to get it from like Smuggler. Rumcast Caboose. I think Rumcast is pretty important, right? He's gonna be throwing a lot of Rum on the team eventually, so I don't think Caboose is like that important right now. Restock. Smelling Sauce Motivation Poster. 2 pretty lame relics, I think. Cowbell. That's a good one in my opinion. Without this 15% toughness, the Cowboy just tends to fall over a bit. And the second part's not too bad either. It's like its main utility, so. Explorer, Pirate. Probably just Pirate. I like more healers, but 2 Pirates is kind of low amount, so. Now we'll go Explorer, though. Pirate, Explorer. Why is it just Pirate, Explorer every time? Was that 3 times in a row as the same 2 dudes? Kind of like to get some more agents in here. Like agent is like our most spammable dude right now. Like a good amount of his relics. Cool Shades is pretty good. Okay, Piano Wire, Moonshine, Bullet Time. Piano Wire is pretty good. I think Moonshine is amazing. Maybe we just need Piano Wire at this point. Makes Agent do a lot more damage, right? I don't think we need a toughness that bad right now. It is pretty early, so. I don't know. I could be mistaken. I think Moonshine is like the strongest relic on the Cowboy. 30% toughness is just a big amount. Agent, sure. Bulletproof Suit. This is pretty important too. 20% toughness. Pretty good. Second part. I think it's not that important, but it can help. Saddlehorn. Last Wing Enemy, like fine. The debuffs are pretty good though. I think we go with Bulletproof Suit. I feel like Agent's pretty squishy without like this relic and some other stuff, so. Okay, do we throw lightning out? I think so. Wow, epic lightning. Did that lightning hit one person when there's like 30? Cowboy, Explorer, sure. This guy's Bulletproof Suit helping tremendously. Yeah. For sure. I think he still feels a tad squishy with me with both of those. But also he's not really like, he's not a tank or anything. He's not supposed to be that tanky or anything, so makes sense. Blade Talisman, half full glass, Rage Bait. I think this is a pretty easy half full glass. It's just like good throughout the whole run pretty much. This is like great late game, getting 20% attack speed on everyone. Rage Bait I'm not a big fan of, so. Cut-off George, Glass Cannon, Laser Pointer. So you mentioned Taser on Agent. How does Cut-off George work on them? You would think it'd be pretty solid. Maybe like second or third best trinket on them? I'm not really sure. Also solid, yeah. That's what I was thinking. The other two, Laser Pointer, Glass Cannon. I think I pick glass cannon like never after I gold started. Just doesn't seem good. Laser pointer. Like, who would we want attack speed on? That would be amazing, like assassin or agent. I have learned, someone told me, that the teleport does not count as distance traveled. So for example, you can't laser pointer around the agent a bunch and expect like a taser cutoff George to do a bunch extra. But just for the attack speed part, it is pretty helpful. Pretty explicit on the dash part. Yeah. But it's just weird because, right, teleport is not a keyword, so it doesn't mention that teleport is not distance traveled. I don't think anywhere in the game, as far as I'm aware. A lot of people assume a teleport would be distance traveled, but yeah. I think I'm just going to cut off George on the agent. You said solid, and you're Captain Agent, so I'll take your word for it. It just seems to combo pretty well with his ability, so. Dang. Cowboy, pirate. Cowboy. I think we need more cowboys. Pretty good with the agent, right? I assume, because it does make them dash. Stallion gooses. 3 tanks is actually faring a lot better than I thought. By 10 seconds in, everyone has full bars of temporary health. Yeah. I feel like this game could, kind of be like, I think it was called like Goats or something in Overwatch, where you just stack a bunch of healers and tanks. It was like a meta, I think, for a while, where you just stacked healers and tanks and didn't really worry about damage dealers. It was called Goats. I don't know why. Yeah, I think this game is kind of like that. You could kind of just stack tanks and healers. Works pretty well. There's not too many fights that really punish low damage too badly. Ice Bath, Focus Mitts, Grappling Dummy. Ice Bath is solid. Focus Mitts, we got like the Pirate. Nobody else really needs crit though. Grappling Dummy is weird. It's like fine with Assassin because he gets mischance, but let's go with Ice Bath. It's hard to pass up Ice Bath. It's just like a solid relic. Especially with the Explorer, right? Like we have like basically 0 healing until people go low. Getting 2% regen is nice. Kangaroo and Gooses, sure. Wonder what relics we're on the lookout for at this point. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is, yeah, right there, Bandage. Very important for this. The Explorer's essentially soul healing at this point. It's like doubles healing. Yeah, asking shall receive. Captain's Hat? Definitely wouldn't go on the regular dude, so who would it go on? Like Explorer or Agent, maybe? Knowing Torrent, probably put on Agent. I love putting on healers to Captain's Hat sometimes, but Agents do a lot of damage, I think, so we do an Agent. Explorer, weirdly? Dying for heals? Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards that. The Bandage did kind of help a lot right now. Yeah, you guys seem to disagree about it. I'm not really sure. I was kind of borderline between 2. I think it's pretty obviously one of the 2, but I think it's not going to matter too much for now. I don't think we're too in danger of dying with the Bandage for a bit. I hope that's right. Like, Bandage is just a big boon to our healing, so. We didn't really, yeah, the Canteen Bar didn't really go too low that fight. So, good sign. Who's Earpiece for Disguise? Disguise is very important, I think, so, sure. Nebulizer is kind of lame loss, but this, pretty good. Yeah, we'll do it. $37 Mantis Shrimp. We have like No relics that benefit from being thrown, but this is the number mana strip that's still like not that scary, I think. So I think we'll be okay. Like maybe get rid of use of lightning, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I think we're gonna clear. Alright, nice. War Explorers? Nah. Alright, Cowboys, Assassins. They're both like okay here. Let me do a check on how many relics we have again of each. Like 1 Cowboy, 2 Assassin, 3 if we include the one that's being like borrowed. Yeah, I think we're just going Assassin. It's kind of like a tiebreaker here for me. I'm having more relics. Wait, sure. Torin, what round are you up to? In your run? And is it still going smoothly? Death Rattle, Cosmic Geode. Both kind of lame rocks to me, so. Vault, Bandolier. Ooh. They make me choose? Like, Vault is so much money. We have 85 rounds to go before the end of the run. So what is that? That's like 11 activations typically? Around there? I think that's gotta be that Bandolier. Like, Bandolier is so good. But, this is thousands by the end of the run typically here, so we gotta grab it. Sonic with face tattoo and every duo my roster has at least 20% deflect. That's always fun. I have had some random runs like that where I just have like face tattoo and psionic, and I just didn't have like enough healing though, and then it was like psionics were just getting like melted, right? Because they're taking all the deflect damage, and they just didn't have enough healing to keep them alive. So it's a weird one, the face tattoo, but face tattoo is still very strong on him. Yeah, I think it's just his strongest trinket, but hardtack, spurs, we do like fine. We don't really need crit chance. I mean, attack bar is like fine too. I feel like the main thing of this is just a lot of run speed for the Cowboys. Get to the target, pull other people to the target. Bad healer attack is better now. Yeah. Every time you taunt, you get max HP he's carrying. 10 health, not max. Yeah. Wait. That makes sense because Sonic tanks taunts a good bit. Bad here. Yeah, hardtack. I think you sold me on hardtack. I kind of forgot we're just using Explorer. The pirate's gonna go 30% pretty often, right? So pretty good. Snap crab goats. Yeah, I feel like I never take advantage of the knights, like, a lot of, like, the taunt relics in general. They're, like, just general, because I never have, like, 2 tanks. Crit chance, a pure crit chance one, but I just don't really need crit chance on this team. I guess if we throw this at anyone, it'd be a pirate. It's just weird not to throw, like, some sort of evasion thing on them. Max HP, cleave. Don't think anyone needs this. Like, I think if we throw this on anyone, it's like assassin, because cleave equals more direct hits. Max HP is a little squishy. Deflect is not diminishing. I thought the deflect is diminishing. Is it not? I thought if you get multiple instances of it, it reduces over time. Max HP, cleave. Kind of tough. I feel like none of these are really fit our team too much. Stacks way higher than most of those? Yeah, it's because, I assume you looked at the stat for deflection. It doesn't negate damage. Well, it reduces damage. It doesn't, avoid the damage entirely. It cuts it in half and sends it to someone else. So that's why it stacks so much higher, because it's just like a damage reduction. It does with Neural Net. That's true. Yeah. I mean, it does reduce the damage in half, just baseline. But like evade and block, I'm pretty sure just you don't take any damage, so. I think I'm going this on this assassin. I want cleave on assassin, and max HP is like fine on him. It's weird, but I guess there was like a non there, which is more cleave. Could have thought about that one, but I'm still not sure how to feel about Psionics, because Psionics, it feels like you need like face tattoo and you need some deflect on the team. Otherwise, he's just not that great. Because his relics, some of them rely on him taking deflected damage, like with the anti-fragility implant. If you don't have like other sci-fi dudes, it just doesn't seem amazing. I tend to rate dudes a little lower in like the way I view them if they're very comp dependent. When you get Mind Spike from the trader, I feel like his damage is going to skyrocket. Yeah, that is one of his better relics. It's very interesting if you have like a high deflect team. The number is so low on it, like 5% chance to activate. But if you just have tons of deflect across the team, it's still like tons of damage. Agent, Cowboy, go Agent, sure. Bandolier, sure. Okay, I mean, these fights are going pretty smooth. Okay, for pretty decent relics. Yeah. Skies is pretty important. I think this is pretty important as well. Yeah, 40% attack speed's a lot. I think this is the challenge run that I died to the mammoths, actually. There was something about the comp I had that I like didn't have much trouble at all in Kelpide, and then just the mammoths destroyed me. I think KC was there for that, and it was confusing. We have never outside that run have I ever had no issues with the Kelpide and then died before Gobbler. Just, like, move on? Sure. $3 away from Relic. Yeah, we're going a little low. Throw a health potion there. Yeah. Most of these rounds are taking me like 40 to 50 seconds. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You're like pure defense, that team. I can't remember your exact comp. Do you have anyone who has like an infinitely scaling relics? Like a Warlock or a Farmer at least? Something that's just like, you get powerful? Light Talisman, Ticking Clock, Tinderbox. Tinderbox, solid. Take it. Bongos, Weighted Vest, Crazy Straw. Don't like love any of these really. Roll with it until my infinite temporary health runs out. Yeah. I'm trying to think what fight in the game like counters just being very tanky the most. Like, cause there's a 10% attack power every 10 seconds on tier 3. I'm trying to think, like, maybe Goddler counters that the most, because he'll just stack up so much attack power that eventually he'll get through your defenses, I imagine. So that could maybe be where you hit a wall. otherwise, just stacking a lot of defenses is like a viable strategy. So, Fedora, Shovel, Blast Cannon. Fedora on Pirate, Fedora on Cowboy. We have very little stacks right now. Shovel doesn't make much sense, right? We're not really getting Skeledudes. And hopefully our roster dudes aren't dying, so we're re-rolling this. So Riz, Face Tattoo, ADHD. ADHD on who? Like, I don't think it really works on anyone here. I think the one person it would work on is the agent, really. He already has something, so. Riz on Explorer could be a thing. Give some crit chance invasion to Agent and Assassin. Or like Agent and Pirate. Pirate really needs crit and invasion, so. I think we're going with Riz. I think we're throwing on Explorer. I like want medical license on one of these two, so. Pirate and Assassin crit will be nice. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking Agent for a moment, but yeah, Assassin and Pirate. Pirate is very happy with both of these stats, right? Crit and evasion. Porcupine Snapping Turtles, sure. Hoping we don't use a dude juice. I'm hoping we can just go a few rounds to get our dudes back. Void Family. That's some pretty good relics for sure. Might even take coupon or jobs out if it's offered like early enough. Cowboy, Explorer, yeah. More Explorers. I do want to get more Cowboys. It's just, I think this Riz is a pretty high priority trinket. Let's get max stacks. Ion Storm, Beam Burrito. Meh. Logan, I think this is a pretty solid rock. Let's see. Yeah, like reducing their attack power up to 3 times. Not bad. Pad helmet. It's like borderline. Not gonna do much at this specific moment, I think, but we're starting to get to enemies that throw a bit, so I think I'll take it. Swordback Rook, Candy Gooses, sure. Agent or Pirate? Kind of want to spam agents a little more. I think we're good with 7 pirates for now. Pad helmet, pretty losable. Cutlass, pretty good. Bulletproof suits, kind of lame to lose. I'll still do it. Jumbo shrimp and leopards, sure. I just randomly thought of this. What are your guys' thoughts on like the easiest enemy of like a pure one enemy type round that you're just like never scared of? I think like toddlers are a pretty obvious one because I was thinking like little ducks up there. Gotta be up there. I feel like wolves. Wolves are strangely like super easy. Like wolves pretty threatening in real life. Like, they just fall over in this game, they don't do much damage. Toddlers? Yeah, I mean, toddlers are like the most obvious example. trying to think of like other rounds where I'm just like never scared. Found the Youth, Rage Bait. Found the Youth is like okay. See this run right now, by the time I'm done, every single dude has full bars, temp health. Yeah, I've had runs like that. I do wonder how you're gonna fare in Kellepede and Godlord though. Like it sounds like you'll win if you're just getting that much temporary health. Yeah, like that might be where the just tank up strategy might fall apart though. I think we skip both these. Found the Youth is important, I think, but I guess skippable for now. It's pretty good. Fairy Ring. I'm a fan of Fairy Ring and Pumpkin Latte. I think they're the only two consumable relics that I tend to pick on sight. Like the other three or whatever, kind of lame. Splitting Headache, Bullet Time, Death Rattle. Bullet Time, huh? Splitting Headache. Like basically something I only ever take on sale. If it's up against something else, I don't really care for it. Moby Strip is underrated. 20% to not consume your in-round consumables. It's crazy. Yeah, I tend to pick Moby Strip pretty often. I guess I wasn't really considering that as like one of the consumable relics. I guess it is. It does only affect consumables, so yeah, it's a pretty good one. I guess those are the three: Pumpkin Latte, Fairy Ring, and Moby Strip. I tend to pick them up. The rest I tend to just like ignore for the most part. I'll occasionally pick up some of the other ones, like the Ion Storm or whatever. Make sure Bottle Lightning's a bit better. Like sometimes I'll pick it up if it's like on sale or like up against some garbage relics. Yeah, so two good relics here, I think, and like RTO Mandate's always weird to play around. Yeah, I mean, it gives you 2 Dew Juice, and its only like active effect is affecting consumables. Just like all the other ones affect the specific consumables, so that's what the ones I was thinking of. But yeah, definitely consumable relic. It's either Tax Break or Safety Glasses here, in my opinion, because this is just a solid relic. 20% max HP is pretty huge. Kind of like that. Like 10% deflection, I'm not a big fan of. 10% attack speed, pretty good. I'll go with the Tax Break. Only at 19 stacks right now, dang. It's a pretty good sign that we got through that fight, and the canteen bar was fairly full still. And we don't have medical license on the team right now. We throw medical license on Cowboy or Assassin. That could be pretty good. Do a quick check of relics. So we're missing a lot on Cowboy. Got a lot on Agent. Kind of like fairly even in the rest. Sure. Basically, we're gonna have them all when we get this relic back, so probably want to be spending more Agent when I look at it like that. We beat the goat, but it was slow. Yeah. I do like the effect on tier 3 where they just scale over time, because it does kind of just make strategies like that a little tougher to do, where you just focus purely on defense. You might still win though. Just update me on the next 2 boss fights, because I don't think you're dying in between them, so. So glad I got the nuke rock though. Yeah, that'll help. Especially in Kellepede. Like, it doesn't one-shot the segments, but it does soften them up enough. And you'll probably get 1 or 2 nukes in that fight if your damage is that low. These are like, meh. Taking Clock, Spring Headache, also more meh. Bonfire, Bloody Talisman, that's 2 good ones though. Yeah, Nuke is one of those rocks where it's pretty unreliable in like the early to mid game. It's pretty strong in the late game, and especially Endless though. Nuke I take just for fun. Yeah, it's a fun relic for sure. far as its strength goes, I don't think Nuke is one of the better relics. Like, just because the 5% attack speed's pretty minuscule, and you can't really rely on the nukes too much. I think I'm too much of a nerd, and I think I might have lost the plot for this game, because I rarely consider picking stuff based upon how fun it is. I'm just like, trying to like min-max here. More vault, nice. Big B's, Jumbo Shrimp, should be no problem. A group of dudes I'm worried about is Paladins, no one else is really close to dying ever. Yeah. Paladins just absorb so much of the damage taken from other teammates, and then I feel like their saving grace is just they have like a few healing received relics. I don't know if you have those yet. I imagine you have probably most of them, but Cowboy, sure. River, I could have thought about that one. Maybe River Raft was worth it, but this is just a pretty important relic for Assassin. Like both of these effects are pretty good. I think all the dude rocks. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. There's not too many family-specific rocks, or even general rocks, especially that I'll take over dude specific. Like, I'm sure there's like some dude specific rocks that I'm not a big fan of. But I'm not a fan of most general rocks. I'm not a fan of most, a good portion of the family specific rocks, so. What are these, like 3 general rocks? No, this is like family specific, but these are all kind of lame. Spurs, Wristblade. I think the mentality of trying to get all of them on the gold star runs, so I didn't have to play with stupid dudes again. This lasted after I had all the gold stars. Yeah. I was tryharding like the first like 10 runs of this sample. And I got a good amount of wins in. But it was just so boring picking the same dudes over and over. It was boring for me, it's probably boring to watch, so I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit more now. With Wristblade here. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like, is the game balanced enough right now that every dude's viable in tier 3 if you're looking to win? Not really sure. Doesn't feel like it. Agoness, Team Jersey, Inhaler. No medical license, huh? Could go like Team Jersey on maybe like Cowboy. I probably just want to reroll until I see medical license. Yeah, I don't love any 3 enough to not reroll, I think, so. Socialism, Therapy, Neck Brace. Pirate's got like solid health. Socialism could work on them. Neck Brace is another one that's pretty solid with Explorer, right? Because you should drop the 30% health fairly often with him being the healer. So I could throw this on Pirate or Assassin or Cowboy. I think Cowboy might need the most help surviving. 20 seconds to the kill beat, and I don't think so. No, you're just like not really hurting him. You should walk in on the battle and let me know how it goes. Use like every consumable you got. I don't know how about these 3. They're like 3 solid survival trinkets, but yeah, let's just fish for medical license. Ghillie Suit? Ghillie Suit on Assassin. Ghillie Suit on Cowboy. Right? Ghillie Suit on Assassin. Can't be cleaved, suddenly a bit tankier. Attack power and crit chance, like solid stats on them. It's good enough. 95 seagulls, sure. Oh, assassins are only with food. That was looking a little scary for a second, but it's fine. Grizzly Bear, Hyenas. Grizzly Bear is a little tough this early in, but yeah, the Hyenas kind of just fell over. Grappling Dummy, Focus Mitts, Championship Belt. Pretty easy Championship Belt, I think. It'll buff our explorers, kind of lacking some healing. We might have more like agents or assassin dudes than explorers at some point, which would be fine as well. Don't need crit chance too bad. Don't need miss chance too bad. They both help a bit, but championship belt is just hard to pass up. Also, I'm just kind of on autopilot. I should think about changing maybe the arrangements so someone else is getting the captain's hat. Check the DPS and all that. Like Cowboy doing a lot more DPS than Agent. Even Assassin's doing more DPS than Agent. Yeah, so probably change that up, huh? Put Cowboy on top. Assassin on top could work, but it's just awkward with Assassin on top because I want Explorer giving crit and evasion to our Pirate and our Assassin. We hit 3 nukes. Did you win? If you hit 3 nukes and didn't win, that's gotta be like a world first. Alright, did win. Alright, that's good. 3 nukes. I think I've had like a few 2 nuke rounds, mostly in Endless. I don't think I ever had a 3 nuke round. That's crazy though. So you have a lot of hits going out and like they are just hitting extra soft apparently. Smuggler did just bring me back bullet time. Nice. Bullet time's pretty good. River Raft, Trench Coat. River Raft's pretty important. Trench Coat is also pretty important, but having full heals to start, very helpful, and then the second part, pretty helpful as well. Trench Coat is one of the rare, like, not dude-specific rocks that do really like. A lot of times to start the battle, and it doesn't completely fade. Feels very powerful. Sure. 6-second cooldown reviving for pirates, kind of crazy. It's also kind of weird because I think it's the lowest cooldown revival in the game, and it's on a tank. You don't expect to die too often. At least I hope he's not dying very often. If he is, I feel like your team's probably just dead anyway. So it's kind of weird. The pocket flask. I'm sure it helps on occasion, but the tanks always tend to be the last ones to die. At least on the way my playstyle with my team comps. So yeah. I mean, I take it for free essentially, but in River Raft, yeah, it makes viable immediately. Survive until the nuke goes off. That's your team comp. Let me know if you hit double-digit nukes on the God War. Because God War is a good bit more war of attrition than the Kelpie. You hit 3 nukes of the Kelpie. That's crazy. Go Pirates, sure. More agents. Eh. Not really though. Agents are falling off even though there's a lot of relics, which is weird. Guess he has not the greatest trinket and no food, but kinda like the Lich. I wish the Paladin bar discovered the stolen damage, it just didn't look like its health was going down. Kinda like the Lich, yeah. It does in reverse order. Go with Assassin here. Don't really need either of these. Smelling Salts is always just like, okay. Ancient Sword. Do we have a reason for Skeletons dying? We might get a reason at least. It's fine. To the bosses. Big B's and B's. Sure. I think I know what you mean about like discard for stolen damage with the Paladin, but the thing is, his blessing is still instant damage, so I don't know how that would work. All the other discoloring of bars is, I think it's all like damage over time. So it's just telling you like how much damage over time you're gonna take. So I don't really know how they do it with Paladin. You don't think Godor will take it out? Maybe. I do agree that Godor is, he's a weird one. He doesn't do a lot of spike damage, that's true. He's just very consistent in damaging and knocking back. And then it just lasts a while, so... your team doesn't scale, or your team is not consistent enough to survive for a while, you do start having problems. Crit chance, run speed, toughness, max HP, cleave, block chance. Crit chance run speed on their pirate. I prefer evasion on the pirate, but crit chance is pretty good stat on them as well. Toughness max HP could go on cowboy or explorer. Make him a little tankier. Don't love cleave here. I don't really like the secondary stat either. Yeah, I think we're just going toughness max HP on our cowboy. The cowboy a little less squishy. Is there anyone who actually scales off max HP? I don't think there's any, right? So it's just kind of like a tank stat here. Yeah, let's put in the cowboy. Unicorns or panthers? Anyone but cowboy, technically? What do you mean? Like, is there max HP stuff that's activating that I'm not thinking about? It's not a good sign when this fight's bringing our canteen bar a little low. There's the one rock, because he does damage based on lassos. Lasso's guy's HP. Yeah, that's true. So there was one rug I was not considering, which is funny. I put the max HP in the one dude who can't benefit from it. Actually, I assume cowboys can lasso other cowboys. I've never really paid attention to battle to see if they can. Does it specify if it says other lasso roster dude? Or it says a roster dude. Technically, yes. Fair, yeah. I think the only thing is, maybe because he prioritized people further away, the cowboy dudes are gonna stack up eventually. Maybe? And then he was less likely to pull cowboys, but I don't know if that's weird logic. It's probably lassoing another cowboy occasionally. Assassin dude. Explorer dude. We're good on the wrist trinket for Explorer. I want to stack some more assassins. Pumpkin latte. Barrel of oranges, bite stick. Bite stick is one of the lamer, like revived trinket, relics in the game, in my opinion. 50% chance, fine, but once per battle cooldown, not great. Let's go with barrel of oranges. What's the crit chance of the pirate? 23%. So get the 25% healing received pretty quick into battle. And the max HP is not too bad either. Also, I just noticed the message, 5 nukes so far. That's nutty. I feel like you're going for the world record at that point. You're gonna lose? Oh no. It's possible to nuke someone 5 times and lose? I had a feeling if you were gonna lose, it was gonna be against Godor. But let me know if you do actually lose. Dang. Nuking Gower doesn't do anything. Yeah, exactly. He just has such a big health pool. Just not helping much. Kind of just tickles him pretty much. Like, at least nuking the Killipede, it hits all the segments. It's solid. Nuking the Goddler, yeah. Like, he doesn't care. That's why, every time I fight the Goddler, I'm pretty much just praying that the nuke goes off as soon as, like, a wave of enemies is spawned. This way it actually does something. Fight lasted 7.5 minutes. I don't think I've ever had a fight last that long. I've had fights last like 4 or 5 minutes, I think, in the Goddler. 7.5 minutes. Did you at least... Please tell me you at least got into phase 2. If you didn't get into phase 2 with 7.5 minutes, that'd be nutty. Bite Steak, Fountain Youth, both like okay. I think I'll take the Fountain Youth. We passed up on it a couple times. It's like good enough. Big B's and B's, sure. Yeah, that's a pretty lame lightning. There's Spore in there. Got into phase 2, but didn't have enough to beat 350% damage. Yeah, 350% damage makes it a little tougher. Prevented over 10 million damage in 1 round. Isn't the achievement for preventing like a couple 100,000 or like 1 million or something? 10 million is kind of ridiculous. I can't remember what the achievement was. And I'm like, do any of you know off the top of your head? 6-shooter is pretty good. 10 million damage prevented is kind of nutty though. Neck brace, crazy straw, weighted vest. Like neck brace on our cowboy. Make him a little tankier. Otherwise, don't really love these. I still like medical license on the cowboy. Don't know if I'm willing to reroll like all our dice for it, but these are kind of meh. Friendship bracelet. Throw a friendship bracelet on the pirate with his flask and just let him revive over and over for no apparent reason. Yeah, I don't think so. Bag of nuts on cowboy, not really. Yeah. Socialism on pirate. Folding chair on pirate. Folding chair on pirate will make him do like a decent bit more damage. Quick socialism would be the preferred one here though, because I think we're lacking defense more than offense at this point. And bongos are a weird one, because I feel like there's no dude in the game that really likes evasion and deflection. There's a bunch of dudes that like one or the other. There's not too many that like both. I think the only one I can think of is Psionic has a relic that mentions deflection and evasion, but yeah, I think that's still socialism on the pirate. Barrel hogs, sure. He was doing the most damage. Agent actually caught up on damage. Is that because there was a decent sized mob, so his piano wire and cool shades are going nuts? Yeah. I feel like I'm unsure if I want Cowboy, Agent, or Assassin getting the 30% attack power. Might be splitting hairs. They're all kind of doing similar DPS. I skipped over the meter again, but this shouldn't be too hard, I hope. Cowboy plus Secret Agent is popping off. Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Let's see. More agents, sure. Yeah, obviously Cowboy doesn't make Agent go as crazy as like Alien would. Yeah, his last swing on occasions gotta be helping a good bit. Yeah, I think this is a pretty vital relic we're missing. stack a bunch of mischance across the entire enemy team. Good amount of defense there. This might be thinking too far ahead, but I'm kind of wondering how I'm going to ever be able to do the last 2 family achievements on tier 3. Like Medic and Cleric are so bad to me. Especially Medic, but... I feel like the Medic one I might not even try. Was that the Warrior family? Probably would try it with like the 1.1 patch when they buff them. Rhino, Alpha Wolf, sure. Pirate, Explorer. I think Pirate's a little higher priority right now. Explorer is our main healer though, so we do need to start getting him soon. A little bit more of him. Trenchcoat. I am a fan of this relic. Sure. Loyalty card. This late. Lich and Parrot. Not a fan. Just take a boost here. I mean, Pirate even got Socialism Trinket, so... Yeah, more max HP the better. Oh, random topic of discussion. Have you guys heard that they're planning on adding a challenge mode in 1.1? So, there's been complaints that the game is too easy by some people, and there's been complaints the game's too hard by others. So their solution is to add a different layer of difficulty, a challenge mode on each tier that you can opt into. They haven't really specified how they're going to make it more challenging. But it's like an extra layer of difficulty. It'd be pretty cool. And apparently it's just going to be suggested for like roguelike veterans / tryhards to play on. Instant Calendar, RTO Mandate, and on Cord. Instant Calendar... It's like fine to play around this, I think. Cause... Right, we shouldn't be dying too much. It was too easy if you play the same guys all the time. Yeah. I mean, the challenge mode would also be releasing with some balance changes, and that might make it less necessary, but it's still a cool feature to me. They plan on adding. Yeah, I do agree that there are just some dudes that are too strong in this game right now, and you could just kind of spam them and not have too much problems even on tier 3. I think I haven't picked Cave Dude in like the last 10 runs or so because of that reason. Oh. Was looking over to see if anyone messaged, and we actually lost a couple dudes. Surprising. I don't think I want to use a dude juice for 2 dudes, but... I feel like that's the most dangerous part of this game, especially streaming it, is you go so much on autopilot, at least for me, that I've randomly lost a bunch of dudes and just not really even looking at the screen. And then like, randomly lose a run because you're past the point of no return. Sure, it's just not bad though. Voice Rice combos really well with the River Raft, right? Try one more Endless, Agent, Alien, Cyborg, Chef, and Psionic. Got cool shades in like around 10. Good thing. Is that comp good? You got the classic Agent Alien combo you love. Weird part is you have the Cyborg as well, so you can't really spam Alien and Agent as hard. At least, and not keep the Cyborg useful. Chef and Psionic, pretty good. You get some deflection on the team because of the disguise, so that makes Psionic a little better. I like the comp. I am always just worried about someone solo healing though, but you could always patch up that problem just throwing a medical license on someone, right? Cyborg medical license if I can, and Agent Taser for cutoff shores. Yeah, Cyborg medical license has worked well for me in the past. I think one of my best runs in the list has like 50 or so cyborgs with medical license. I think the weak point of that team is he takes a while to ramp up, so there's like an Endless at least. There's some fights that kill you too quick for you to go very far, but in Godler and Killipede it worked very well. A couple times I tried it. Good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon. How you doing? Jack, have you played this game at all? I can't remember if you mentioned. Oh, that's a pretty lame lightning. Dew Juice, Iron Storm, Moby Strip's pretty great. Iron Storm, yeah, maybe? Like, take it, sure. I haven't yet, but it's been on my radar. Been playing Guild Run mostly, outside streaming. Oh, okay. Guild Run I've heard of. I think I downloaded the demo and just never got to it. There's like a couple demos, Guild Run and what's the other one? What's it? Someone mentioned on stream like yesterday. Battlemon Showdown. I have that demo downloaded. So those are like 2 games I want to try out. Yeah, I would suggest picking up this game. I think it's pretty great. But I'm a little biased. I have a lot of hours in the game. Definitely not for everybody. Death Rattle, Nuclear Codes. Take Death Rattle, take Nuclear Codes. They're just gonna take most routes we see at this point. This might be an exception. Kind of lame. Moonshine, not bad. I've only heard great things about how many dudes. Yeah, it's got good reviews. And most of the negative reviews are kind of weird on on Steam. I want to. We'll check it out. Yeah. Battlemon, Batomon, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I'll probably play it like next couple days, even maybe this evening. I don't know. I was thinking about streaming it for this stream actually, but decided to try out some more How Many Dudes. Spurs, sure. Meh? Glitch Pair, Black Sheep, sure. I guess they synergize. Splitting Headache, Cosmic Geode, like all the lamest consumable rocks. We got a lot of dice though, so I'll use 1 or 2 more. We're down to like all the lame relics, pretty much. Probably just like save the dice. Yeah, as far as I said earlier, but I didn't really give details. The reviews that are negative for this game are really weird. I've mentioned it before on stream, but like people were complaining that you need a healer to win. To me, that's the weirdest complaint I've ever heard about like this style of game. Like, of course you need a healer. Like I played a lot of World of Warcraft. You always need a healer in a party of 5. So. That was like half, and the other half of the negative reviews are like the game takes too long. When I feel like it's a similar length to like a Slay the Spire run. Not even the full story. You need mitigation. Yeah, need good team comp. Yeah, like a lot of the negative reviews were just kind of weird to me. Like everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not gonna like say they're wrong or anything necessarily, but it just seems like it's like integral to the game. Like the developers even said it's kind of like some negative reviews are just unavoidable. Like they talked about how like someone might play like Elden Ring and be like, I'm not a big fan of story games, so negative review. It's like, well, what do you want to do about that? I'm not a big fan of Souls-like, so I'm gonna give Elden Review a negative review. It's like, it's just like weird. They have multiple runs going. What do you expect? Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like maybe people weren't expecting healers in this game. That would make sense. It's like a kind of like a brawling game, so maybe they weren't expecting healers. So the fact that you kind of need a healer to do well, I can kind of see the negative review. It's still just a little weird to me. ADHD, friendship bracelet, glass cannon. Do I like any of these? I don't like deck builders. He has bad reviews to SCS. Yeah, it's like that kind of vibe. Go with me here. Do not suggest glass cannon. ADHD on Cowboy. He might whip around the agent more. Alright, at least you didn't suggest glass cannon. It's gotta be the worst trick in the game. Like, hey, you do more damage, but you're just gonna get one shot like 10 seconds into the battle. Yeah, great trinket. ADHD on Cowboy, though. Maybe? He'll get to the target, and getting to the target equals he's pulling people to the target. Pet Rock is pretty bad. Yeah, it's up there with bad. Pet Rock to me is just like you put it on Spartan, or you put it on like a tank as like a consolation prize. But yeah, it is pretty bad. Spartan is like the only dude that's like block focused, right? So I think he's the only dude who really likes it. Let me re-roll this though. I'm not a big fan of your ADHD on Cowboy idea. It's like a interesting idea, but bag of nuts, ear gouges, shovel. Yeah, that's a reroll. Laser pointer. Laser pointer on Cowboy. Laser pointer around our our agent. The teleport doesn't count as distance traveled, like I mentioned, but just giving like 60% attack speed occasionally to agent sounds pretty good to me. Otherwise, like neck brace on Cowboy, just give him some survivability, but I'm a big fan of this on Cowboy. Really good amount of Cowboys. Buff our agent a bit. His attack speed is very important because more direct hits equals more dashing, and more dashing equals more good. It is a little bit awkward because we can't put the agent on top, obviously, with the Cowboy above him. Can't give him like attack power and attack speed, but fine. Deal, sure. Let's see if this run's cursed like the last run where I just destroy Kelpie and die to mammoths. I'm feeling like we'll have no issue with the goat, but Kelpie is rare ever an easy time, so. Like, strangely, we could have maybe more issues in Godor than Killipede, because Quick Explorer just does not work very well in Godor fight. Loyalty card. Like, last minute loyalty card seems kind of lame. Grab that. Rage Bait. It's good enough with Explorer being our main healer. He waits till the 30% anyway. So, bunch of cleave for free. Sure. Beam Burrito, Splitting Headache. Beam Burrito, we have some Skeledudes. I think it's good enough. We're down to like the last few meh relics, so. Smelling Salts is good enough. Like, I think occasionally the boss fight could be saved by this, right? You don't lose as many dudes. Ticking Clock. Sure, it helps, I guess. Technically. Living Will. Nah. Cosmic Geo. I think I'm down to just relics I don't care about, so I'll take a Living Will, sure. And that's like a good sign. We're down to just relics that stink. Means we have all the good ones, I guess. Yeah, have to use a consumable in the goat's not a great sign. And we lost a dude. Not terrible though. You're so scared of the 1000 bee fight in the level 40 area. Bees are pretty tough for like of the swarm type enemies. A lot of the swarm type enemies, like you know, where there's like hundreds of them, a lot of them are pretty easy. I think it's like bees and mantis shrimp, and might be like one other is just, yeah, pretty threatening. Like every other mob is pretty easy. I think bees, if I'm not mistaken, were like my first loss in the game. Or one of my early losses at least. Because I think I was dumb enough not to read that they can't be cleaved, so I was like, okay, a couple hundred bees, no problem, and I had like a bunch of cleave that wasn't doing anything. Evasion, attack power, a chance healing received, attack power healing received. Crit chance or evasion on our pirate. I think I prefer evasion on the pirate. Like, he needs evasion for certain relics, and I prefer a defensive stat on a tank anyway, so. Attack power's not going to help too much, but it's fine. Oops, we're losing people, I'm not really paying attention. Have any of you guys ever randomly had the one of those like pure bee rounds and like throwing a lightning out and it hits like less than 1% of the bees? That's always so sad to see. I've had it happen like a couple times, and I've stopped using lightning in those fights because of it. I always throw meteor out and watch them burn. Yeah, for some reason I wasn't expecting it to be so lame sometimes, the lightning. So yeah, I've started just using meteors in those fights. Like way more reliable, right? You just take out like 1 or 200 or so. Lightning is very hit or miss. Or sure. This is weird because I feel like I don't want anything in the shop. Like I feel like I have 2,600 to spend on nothing at this point. Like buy some consumables. That's about it, really. Splitting Headache is like okay in Godor. I feel like not Godor. Killipede. So I'll take this. Like just restock for some consumables at this point. Burner Phone, Bob Lightning, sure. Take a Dew Juice, a couple more consumables, and we're out of here. Okay, let's transport these guys. What's like the most crowded one? Looks like this is the most crowded one. Throw it over here. Crowd them up. Got to throw a bunch of consumables in this fight because our healing is kind of lame. Maybe really lame. Okay, didn't lose too many in his first, like, threatening spin there, but... This is why I'm a big fan of Pumpkin Latte and Fairy Rank. If I can just, like, you can just kind of, like, brute force your way through Killaby that way. Like you saw there. Just kind of, like, lackluster team, spam consumables in that fight. Just keep you alive. A little less reliable in Godler. If I'm able to restock on some consumables by then, though. Just similar strategy, just probably need more of them. Take more pirates, sure. Running a little low in the tank. Dog tag is so helpful in God War. We don't have a ton of people dying, hopefully. There's like a few skeletal dudes. This might get to like 10-15 stacks because we're one relic. Which one is it? We have it, right? Yeah, the Ancient Sword. I think this is purely pickable because of Ancient Sword, but Liquid Courage is just good overall. I don't think it's the Cage Tiger. We don't need crit chance too much outside of Pirate. I think we have to take Dog Tag. Like, we have not much in the way of movement outside of Agent Dashing. And Explorer Dashing maybe, but... yeah. Get some move speed in here. Dang. It's not a good sign when we're using consumables in these, like, pretty easy battles. Okay, this is the fight that actually ended... this ended my last attempt at this challenge, the tier 3 with just pure action family. So far I got my med license, face tattoo, and taser. So we're off to a great start. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good start for that team. Let me lock in on this fight. Do I use Dude Juice to revive one guy? That seems crazy. Yeah, this might be run ending again. Here, over there. What the heck? I mean, I think we win this round, but we're so wounded. We do have 10 Dude Juice, that's something. Okay, I'm officially completely dumb. I got distracted by something in my house, to be fair. But, yeah, I should use some Dude Juice. What am I doing? Spam lightning and pray. And then use like 9 Dude Juice after this. Well, I'm gonna be a glass half full kind of guy. I was getting distracted by something in my house because I need to take care of something. So it's a good time to end the stream, I guess. The only thing that messed me up was IRL, yeah. I need to take care of something, so... I was gonna end after that run anyway, so... yay, I died. Let's see if there's somebody to raid. Dang, got so close to the end. I just... if I use like 8 Dude Juice to revive everyone, I think I might beat the Godlord there too. Okay, let's there's someone I'm following who's streaming like a Slay Spire or something. It's like in the same vein. There's no one really streaming this game that I follow, or like Slay Spire really. I'm gonna just end stream. I'll catch you guys later. Gotta go. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It was fun. Have a good one. Might be back with the evening stream in like 2-3 hours, but no promises. Bye.